Welcome to Meadowbrook Memories Podcast. I am Jelly, otherwise known as Glacier Prince, and my co-host is Hitchcock, otherwise known as Alfred Henry. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore the stories behind the magic that was created at Meadowbrook. When over a span of 4 years, between 1982 and 1986, we saw the transformation of a small co-educational school with less than 1,200 students, 800 boys, 800 girls and 400 boys into a successful sports and scholastic champion, winning 7 major trophies, 3 Sunlight Cup, 2 Topping Cup, 1 Walker Cup, and 1 Nutriment Shield. And to crown these achievements, Meadowbrook also produced 2 Rhodes Scholars, Cavell Creighton in 1987 and Andrea Wright in 1989, both graduates of Meadowbrook in 1983. In this podcast series, we'll be speaking to persons, both males and female, who are actively involved in this incredible journey, along with friends and staff at Meadowbrook, which inspired the environment which created this golden era. We hope you enjoy our discussion. Please give us as much support and encouragement as you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Alright, ready. So remember to like, share and subscribe these Meadowbrook Memories podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another Meadowbrook conversation. Thanks. So, today is Sunday, April 23, 2023. And welcome back to another conversation about Meadowbrook Memories. Me, as usual, Jelly, our Glacier, our Lance, our Prince. Any one of those names will do. Diagnosed as co-host today is a man who started these Meadowbrook Memories conversation with me way back in January 2022. Alfred Hitchcock Henry. And he's back with us, and hopefully we'll hear more frequently going forward. You should go ahead and listen to Freddie Meadowbrook Memories in his own words on episode number 10. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe to these Meadowbrook Memories podcasts while listening to Hitchcock's own story. Our guest today will need a proper introduction, and because of his humility and his size, him underestimate his contribution to Meadowbrook. Because when I ask him about a bio, all him said to me, play a little cricket and football even less. So I say, however, his coach is here who will disagree with that description of his contribution, and our guest is here to tell his own Meadowbrook memories. So without further ado, Meadowbrook Memories welcome Carlos Pottinger to this conversation. Introduce yourself, Carlos.
Yes, thank you for having me, Jelly. And may I tell you the truth, the first time I started listening to this, it was like therapy. It brings back so much memories that we didn't even know me still could I recall. Yes. So I'm Carlos Pottinger, class of 87, started Meadowbrook 82 to 87. And, Meadowbrook was really shape who I've become. So thank you, Jelly, for this program and having me on today.
Yeah, and thanks to them kind words of Carlos. I listened to the conversation and said provide therapy for you. It has done the same for me. It has changed me by doing them and listening back and editing them. So trust me, I understand exactly what I said. So I appreciate those kind words. And Freddie, long time, but reintroduce back yourself, my brother. The foundation of them podcasts. And me and you.
Let me tell you, Carlos, first of all, Mr. Boy, welcome. I haven't seen her talk to you in a while. And, because of this Meadowbrook podcast thing, which Jelly will drag me into, basically. But knowing Jelly and his persuasive attitude, I couldn't say no. And it really a pleasure, Carlos, to be talking to you after so many years. So I'm really looking forward to it. Again, people, it's just Hitchcock same way, nothing else.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you for coming back. I don't want to say out of retirement, because I never really retire, but and that's it. As you say, Meadowbrook, you can never really leave Meadowbrook at all. You check out any time, but you can never really leave at all. So yeah. So Carlos, by now you know the first question we ask, and I know you see I've listened to this conversation is, did you choose Meadowbrook or Meadowbrook chose you?
No, Meadowbrook choose me, no. Meadowbrook choose me. So, like most youth growing up in Jamaica, we only think, especially in Kingston, we think of like 2, 3 school in Kingston. KC, Calabar, and JC. So when I do common entrance, I pick Calabar and JC. I'm sorry, Calabar and KC are them 2 schools I'm pick for, and a second chance, I use my pass common entrance, my second chance. I feel the first time, second time, the Gleaner come out. The first time I think my grandparents ever buy the Gleaner. And, boom, I go right to Calabar, go through the name, go through the alphabet, reach letter P, search, Pottinger. I see one Pottinger, I go across, it wasn't Carlos. I said, boy, okay, I check KC, I do the same thing, my name. I don't see my name. I start crying. I think my fear come on entrance again. But I really think for look nowhere else, I just throw away the paper. And I walk, go home. Lunchtime, I want to go home. I'm a virgin in my past. The year before me for Calabar. And brother come up and say, yo, Carlos, you pass. So I wait for the punchline. Them go. I pass, you pass, worm, So, yeah. So but next to those, I said, no, you pass. I said, man, every year I met about a newish part, man, about there. So, yeah, so that was my story with Meadowbrook. But, Matter fortunately, I live at Duane Park, so I live at Swift Avenue, right? And then right after that, we moved to the place called Brook Valley Palm Milton.
Mm-hmm.
And I play a ball right at the same place we are talking about. I'm going to meet Dennis Francis, Stephen Williams, and a youth named Sean, and 2 other guys that live on Duane Park that went to Meadowbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and them took me under the wing.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my introduction for Meadowbrook.
So go ahead, finish up, Carlos. Sorry, finish up.
Yeah, and so the summer before school started, I think school started in August or September, I can't remember. But I think the summer, Dennis and Steve, they play, I think they play under 14 or Colts cricket. So them used to carry me up at the field and them introduced me to the dread and say, yo, that you can play cricket, So, during the summer before everybody may go up at the school every day with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I meet Mr. Ear and start playing cricket.
So even before you start the school in Carlos, you get introduced to Mr. Ear.
Yeah. The whole summer, every day, 5 days a week, I'm up there.
Mm-hmm.
And that time, I think on the Sunlight team they are trained.
And what year was that, Carlos?
That was 82.
And that had the year win for the first time, so so the school up on a high that time for true. Yeah.
Yeah. And some of meet some of the big man then before me even start Meadowbrook, Goose, Reese, Itchy
Bird.
Facey,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Cheddar, and then one day, even before me start Meadowbrook, I know them one day, during the summer, playing cricket with them. Yeah.
Very interesting, Carlos. So very early, the man at Duane Park where you used to go Meadowbrook, introduces to Meadowbrook and decides they might take you under them wings.
Yeah, because I play cricket from my little boy.
You love cricket. Cricket is your sport.
Yeah, cricket is my sport. So ever since I grew up, and
You mentioned the name there, Stephen and Williams.
Stephen Williams, man, yeah. Me have him on a program after him. Come on already, yeah.
Okay, that was what I'm finding out. Yeah.
Yeah, man, him and Raymond Robinson was on a conversation together. Yeah.
One of the better kids,
Yeah. That's very interesting, Carlos. That you even before. So early, so before you start going Meadowbrook, then it sounds like have no regret for Serrat in Meadowbrook throws you, because you buck up some man where I introduce you to, in a sense, in my mind, the most important man who come to Meadowbrook in the 1980s, 1970s, the most impactful man, put it that way there. You meet Mr. Year first and before you start going Meadowbrook.
Oh yeah, yeah. So although my cry and I never passing them to school, like looking back before me even start, I was the best thing happened that my pass for Meadowbrook. Yeah. Mm.
I never knew about Meadowbrook at all before. It was like a foreign land for
No,
you.
it was like a foreign land. Yeah.
Yeah. So now walk from Dwayne Park come to Meadowbrook bottom field from them in the summer, Carlos.
No, we used to walk from Duane Park to right down Meadowbrook Estate,
Estate.
right? Which part Luke Ritter they live.
Yeah, man, I know where you're at, man. Right. But right where the bus
Yeah.
turn around. Yes.
Yes. And then we catch I think at 35,
37 A.
right?
Me have a bus on the road. Me know exactly where you're at, man. 37 A or
Yeah.
39. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Take a bus.
Yeah.
They're right at the hill foot, and then we walk it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, Carlos. Your story so interesting already to write it. Can you come?
Mm.
It's like in the middle before we even start, Freddie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
'Cause-
and if I remember, I know Freddie and get Carlos. Carlos was a small individual, and it's almost like Carlos like a baby when you look on him. I don't know if him getting bigger with age.
No,
Same way.
he get a little bigger now, get some height, but it was
Yeah.
small among the cricketers.
Yeah,
It's not this ball.
If right, you call him Beanie, but too much Beanie at the school at the time, you couldn't give him a nickname.
Yeah. I so and like everybody grew up, in first to fifth form, everybody grew except me.
You never grow at all during school.
No, that's why I never become that good enough because everybody get big and me just stay the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say you live with your grandparents, Carlos. Were they happy that you passed the Meadowbrook, or they were disappointed?
No, they're just glad to pass and I go high school.
Okay, yeah, they're just glad to take it out.
But then if you don't pass, you go secondary school. Right.
I have to explain to people what that mean about secondary school. Explain to the listeners them Carlos.
Yeah, so no, everything at high school, but then if you don't pass, you either go secondary. I think you could apply and go like a technical. Some people, end up going like stats and stuff. And during the park, it was the secondary school was Edith Dalton James.
Yeah.
And then used to call Edith Donkey James.
You don't want to.
Where's that, Freddie?
No, we didn't want to go there.
No. You give a Carlos Gate, idiot donkey.
Yeah, that them used to call it. I used to run a New Heaven, and the best area that I do in the park, But some good people, they go there. But, yeah, man, so it's a stigma if you pass common entrance, right? You know that.
Yeah. What may I ask you something, Carlos? Yeah, go ahead, sorry. Finish up your point, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, man, you say meet Steve Williams, and what the other person name where you meet? We're not doing the park.
Dennis Francis.
And you just say somebody else.
Right. And there's a Sean and Alan. We can't remember him name.
Last name.
Him last name is Alan.
All right, I'm going to send you some yearbook when we're done that. Or while we're at that, me send you the yearbook them. We can look through it and see if you remember him. Yeah.
Carlton Allen yeah.
Mm-hmm. So were you surprised that them man, yeah? I never know them before. How them know say I got Meadowbrook? You tell them or how them find out?
Yeah, because them live at Duane Park too. And we used to play ball over the field, right? At Duane Park field, right at the bottom of the hill. Right. And they know me from playing cricket. And them I said, boy, you pass to Meadowbrook, of course, come on and chance come out, everybody I talk, go with school and whatever, And I think
them didn't know you from before, that's what I said. Before
yeah, them they know me from the cricket field.
Okay, I got you. No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And them used to go George Headley, but them was like a year or 2 years ahead of me, or Duane Park Primary. But so everybody know everybody. So them they know some pass. And them say, yo, I bring you in. So, like, I mean, Minot and Lukey and them are there even before. No, Lukey never played cricket, so Minot and, before me even start Meadowbrook.
Yeah, but you meet all of the important man, them, the big baller them, whether
Yeah,
a footballer or cricketer them, the one them introduced. So yeah,
yeah.
I got
So
it.
me they have some protection.
Long before you even come a Meadowbrook, a year.
Yeah, yeah. A funny story now because the first year when I come the August, my first running me they meet Facey during the practice, but I guess him never remember me. And him give me $1 or $2 or something. Him I say him not remember that story I know, but me remember him.
You call him out, don't
So him
worry,
give
yeah.
me him give me $1, $2, forget how much him give me. Forgot the cafeteria. Well, I never call it cafeteria, canteen,
Canteen, you
right?
call it, yeah.
Yeah, go buy a box food and a patty and a juice and bring back him $5 change, whatever, Yeah, yeah. So, me kind of mouth off to him, and kick with my foot. I got them do little you. And I never take much for kick with my foot. Kick
You
with my
call it
foot
so
and my jaw.
small, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, me go tell Dennis and Stephen. And me don't know if you remember Dennis Francis,
No, me forgot say
No, the name sound familiar, but I know Stephen
Yeah,
quite well.
yeah,
man.
Me know
Yeah,
Stephen, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Dennis Francis and Montgomery and Martin used to spar. So anything bad happened at
So,
Meadowbrook, them call them you the first.
Mm-hmm.
two of them, must know them two. Montgomery was a dark, thick one who played both cricket and football.
Yeah, yeah.
And Martin,
Martin used to play cricket too.
Mm-hmm.
both are medium. Yeah. Come
Yeah.
from Red.
Mm.
Yeah,
And come from where?
Yeah, black.
Red is the road.
Black and Syrian, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So them got talk to Facey, say, yo, you can't touch a UTI now. So from that, nobody really mess with me at Meadowbrook.
You get your protection from early.
Yeah, from early.
All right, so let me ask you something now. You come to Meadowbrook now. What the first day was like on the campus for you? Because it was basically I go to the bottom field or you go training. Or it was up at the top field and the bottom field the training take
No,
place.
up at the top field
Up at the
because
school
the top
itself.
field have the half a concrete pitch.
Yeah, up there so not training in the summer, yes. Because we usually
Yeah,
start training in the summer. Yeah.
yeah,
So you're
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of familiar with the school in itself. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I'm familiar with the school and stuff. So, but of course, it was kind of a shock now when you. Oh, so when I passed for Meadowbrook, right? The first year, I think they still have morning and evening shift.
Yep.
Yeah, that they just introduced when I call us, because I never go through that at all. I'm afraid I never experienced that none at all, like a Meadowbrook,
I didn't experience when I started teaching 83.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah.
Continue that story about the evening shift and the morning shift.
Yeah, so me did it for morning shift. So I remember me I forget the early. And at the time when it did, like 6 o'clock dark.
Mm-hmm.
So I get up early and, my grandfather walked me at the bus stop. So me have to take the bus from Learning Park to right at Red Hills Road.
Right at
You come off
Calabar.
right at Calabar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And walk down and catch the 37 bus.
Mm-hmm.
And go Meadowbrook. And I don't remember how them assigned what grade me going about, me in a 7th grade and and like so I remember if you remember Andrew Ricketts.
Yeah, I remember that name, the man. I remember that name.
Yeah, tell her him had an older brother, Christopher Ricketts.
For kids, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So him was from during the park. So me, him, and so I never go to school with Stephen them that day there, So me and Andrew, cause we figured, so boy, yeah, we passed and we went to primary school together. So it was 2 of us from Georgia and Lee that passed with Meadowbrook. So we went to school together. We had the same 7th grade. So right away we have like a built-in friendship. So I know somebody. So everything wasn't new. So remember, yeah. So I never really feel that overwhelmed because I know this place already. I know which part may I go. So I find my class and so that adjustment that was kind of easier.
We have a few man a back in the field. No man, you're well protected.
Yeah.
Coming early, man. I can't say that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think Pepsi start that year. Pepsi, what's football season start right when school start,
Yeah,
right,
man, in
Freddie?
September. In September, yeah.
In September, yeah. So, we start.
Yeah, go ahead, Freddie.
No, the practice will start right after school start.
Yeah. So that was my introduction to bottom field when we start training for Pepsi. Yeah,
At the beginning of the season.
So,
But let me ask you something, then,
yeah.
Carlos. What was the impression, and this you don't get the impression here from me, I come up on the summer. What was the impression of the school itself, the school campus, and the surroundings of the school, and the first time you see the school?
I mean, we never been in a building so big before, right? Because my primary school was just like one building, two stories, 2 floors.
Yeah.
And Meadowbrook, they look big to me as as a 7th grader. I say, yo, that school yeah big, the cafeteria nice, So yeah, I was impressed. And of course, at primary school we had devotion outside. Right. But at Meadowbrook we had to go inside, the big hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the assembly hall and have devotion and stuff like that.
So the first day you come on the campus now, officially as a student, what was the impression like? You come there now, and you meet other people, whole heap of other people. What was that impression like for you?
Well, the first thing I'm glad, so I did high school and not secondary school, so I'm glad. I'm glad about that, khaki, well pressed, epaulet on, my bag full of book, so heavy. I think my book bag they weigh more than me, Jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And all your book them
so
individually wrapped. Yeah. You book them wrapped with a brown paper.
Oh, yeah, man, I remember that at the time, all that Carlos.
Yeah.
Them off a wrap with the brown paper, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think my 7th grade teacher was a Miss Smith.
Yeah.
Miss the beauty queen.
What the prettiest woman I ever seen in my life. So.
Well, she actually entered Miss Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Are you not the first one to talk about her, Carlos?
Yeah, man. So, of course, me there up front.
Yeah, in the classroom.
First desk. Yeah. Yeah. So, that's one of my most. Yeah, I remember that from my first time. I said, yo, my teacher pretty. Because at Georgia primary school, I'm a teacher them they kind of old.
Hold up, yeah.
Yeah, the primary school teacher them all up on the older side too, Carlos. That is true.
Yeah.
Because the principal at the time, the principal at George Headley, she was retired.
Yeah.
She actually retired from Marvelous School and go George Headley. So, and she carried her horse.
With her party with her, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, because my her name was Miss Atkinson, right? And her husband was Mr. Atkinson, which was the principal at Calabar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, really? She was principal at George Headley too. I never know that, Freddie, yeah?
Yeah.
School down to hit George Headley. And her husband was at Calabar.
Yeah, that's Aki mother and father.
Yeah, because they live in you and then.
Yeah, man, I know so you and them live, man. Because remember Aki usually play ball over Premier Card and them. I know so you and them live, man, yeah. Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why everybody from wanted Calabar, because we know about Calabar, we're principal husband,
Oh,
principal
at George Headley, you get that.
Yeah.
You don't know about Mr. Atkins from George Headley because she was the principal. I got you.
Yeah.
So who are some of the other teachers that you remember? Or Miss Smith alone you remember?
No, remember Mr. Phillips, because he was the Pepsi coach.
Mr. who?
Phillips.
Mr. Phillips, okay.
Yeah, remember Mr. Phillips. Remember Dr. Gooden. At the time, it wasn't Dr. Gooden, it was just Mr. Gooden, right?
I don't think he ever became doctor, unless...
No. Just
Major Gooden, he wasn't at the cadet. I don't think he had a PhD, Carlos. I don't think so. But he was a very bright man. He
think,
could have well have had a PhD, I don't know. But yeah, because he was, when it comes to maths and physics, nobody better than him at Meadowbrook at the time. I agree with you.
yeah, because I think by the time I reached sixth form, he was doctor. But I'm not wrong. So I remember him, of course, you remember our famous principal, Miss McLeod and Spanner. And remember, Mr. McGregor, we used to call him Kenneth, and my art teacher, Mr. What's his name?
So sang.
Ostang. Yeah. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, me can't remember. Yeah, those are the, and of course, remember Mr. Wright used to teach me, Mr. Myers, he used to teach me technical drawing and woodwork, Mr. Myers.
And when Mr. Wright used to teach again, Freddie, because I'm the player cricket, I will leave with it, you know. I'm good at bat.
He was the head of the department, you know. Because he came in actually and then took over from Mr. Year. He left and go St. Catherine and they brought him back.
He was a St. Catherine man. But him could have bat, man. He play a whole heap of Evelyn Cup match with him. Could have bat. I remember. They call him name. Mr. Wright, yeah. I went to teach again.
PE, you know.
PE.
And him teach.
Yeah, PE. Yeah.
I think he teach something else, you know, for him. I don't know why I think some of some other act.
I remember what it was.
Yeah. So, all right, Carlos, what impression you get of Mr. Year? You meet Mr. Year from the summer. What was the impression you get, Mr. Year? And what reputation Mr. Year have when you meet him?
Yeah. Well, of course, you know, everybody know the VW. You can't miss it. Yeah. And the first time I ever meet an Englishman, someone was kind of like the way I'm talk. I kind of just listen to him talk. You know, and may I tell you, I think if Mr. Ear Freddie never leave Meadowbrook, would I excel more in a cricket?
Not just cricket alone. Remember say that, Carlos, but glad you bring that out, you know, because remember say that. Me, and this is my view. Because remember, Freddie went on to JC, you know, and make JC became a powerhouse afterwards, you know. If Mr. Year never leave in a 19, and I leave at the time when you were at school, and you can't correct me when that time, if we come up to that. But you're right. If Mr. Year or Freddie never leave Meadowbrook would be a powerhouse, you know, in a both football and cricket. Because the basic and the foundation of the league, Carlos, where it couldn't move so easy at all. But for some reason, when Freddie leave, I think Freddie leave, you leave before Mr. Year leave, Freddie are both the same time.
We're going further, Jelly. Well, a lot of people understand, you know. Mr. Year basically gave me the blueprint, you know. As a leaving, but I was prepared, definitely, to replace him. That was the whole thing. You know, I would just stop up everything like a sponge, basically, from Mr. Year, you know. And him to me, everything do him tell me why him do it, how him do it, and why, you know, what the result and everything. I don't know nothing that him never tell me really, because him tell me because football and everything, and I just pass it on to the rest of the kids them. You know,
remember.
Well, him trust me to the point where he would ask me questions about things.
But you remember, Freddie, he might do that to me from where I was school, you know.
Exactly.
When you captain the Sunlight team in 1980, and I don't know if Carlos know that, so Freddie captain the Sunlight team when Meadowbrook reached the semi-final in 1980. And Mr. Year I treat him like an assistant coach from them time, the Freddie. So yeah.
Oh, I never know that.
Yeah, man. We reached the Sunlight semi-final in 1980, and Freddie was the captain. Yeah. But continue, Freddie.
Because one thing with the dread, you know, him don't think about the present year. Think about 3-4 years down the line.
Succession planning, Freddie. Succession planning.
Yeah. So he would come to me, you know, for example, in Carlos' case. Carlos was so small. And you know, as a leg spinner, you have to really have strong arm to really carry it over. And get the right areas. Most of the deliveries will be short.
Yeah.
So we even start considering now of changing Carlos from a leg spinner to an off spinner.
Off spinner, yeah.
Those Carlos remember that?
Yeah, of course. And when it has such a weak arm.
Yes. So we
So
were
him
trying
put me, it made me feel like shortstop. I'm not shortstop, I think, leg gully or
yeah,
silly mid on, close
correct.
to the field. Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
couldn't throw the ball from the outfield.
No, I couldn't throw the ball from the outfield. Yeah, yeah. So,
But all of
You
those,
remember, huh?
it was just all of those were just my doing, Cause the dread really
Oh,
tell me yes, but to
mm,
some people, if it's it was my doing at the time. But most of that, the dread discuss with me and tell me what I must do with you.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
batting technique was also good, excellent batting technique. Line up well and play the correct stroke. But I just couldn't get the ball away.
yeah,
We
yeah.
decided, so we decided so we can bat him early. Because him could have played off the pad well, so we could have played him early. We could get the quicker bowlers them off. And
Yeah,
everything was planned for.
yeah. But you hit a raw nerve there for me, Carlos. Me realize since we started this, and me ask some question all the while now. What? Cause we have not won a trophy since 1986 when Kevin Reese captained that team. Now, we'll come up to that, cause you must have been part of that team there, one way or the other, upon a squad or something. I don't remember, Carlos, so you
Yeah.
can refresh my memory upon that. I mean, I say we didn't Middlebrook go wrong in them 40 odd years there. We would have dominate the field, the cricket, and started to dominate football. Where did we go wrong? So hit the nail on the head, man. If Mr. Year or Freddie were given, I don't even want to say given, if circumstances, I'm put it the right way, because we don't know what caused the difference in terms of why Mr. Year leave. Up to now, I don't know why Mr. Year left, Because Mr. Year left in my mind unceremoniously. I'm put it that way to Freddie. And Freddie left because of personal reason. For better life, better for him personally, and go JC. But Freddie always come back on Meadowbrook if he had gotten the right offer.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He never really leave Meadowbrook, put that way there. Freddie never really leave Meadowbrook. I'm say it the right way.
Take a look at walk up to
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a break.
You go turn a school where in a powerhouse they have a longer history than we. So you take a template and carrot go up the road, up a Hope Road, and they became a powerhouse. But so what was the impression of Mr. Year, Carlos?
So, I don't know if you remember that team when the Dread bring a team from Canada for play at Meadowbrook, the Sunlight team.
No, I don't remember that. What year that was, Carlos?
You remember that, Freddie?
I don't remember it vaguely,
82, 83, because remember, Goose was...
I think it was 82, 83. Yeah, you're right.
That
82,
year,
yeah,
because I
because,
believe then, because I remember that school at the time. But
yeah, because Goose was still there.
Yeah, Goose
Right.
was there,
I remember, remember, as me had the smallest youth on the team, as me said, me just reached a Meadowbrook, and the Dread said, boy, we put me upon that team, there's an exhibition match, and I was like the 12th man, right? And, the Dread, him bring me on, I said, okay, stand up back pad, right,
short
senior.
leg,
Yeah. And this came on a short ball, right? And the batsman flinch, and my jump and sit up. I mean, it dropped right now. I'm frightened, I'm frightened.
Yeah.
And I say, yo, Ghost look on me, Myself, the look could I kill? Yeah, man, boy, come off of the field. The next ball in bowl, so I kind of feel glad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I come on from my head and down. And the Dread said, lift your head up. Don't make me ever see you walk with your head down. I'm saying I'm English accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, they believe in me.
Boy, that's some statement to make, Carlos. From the first time you go play then in a first farm, they try to encourage you in a way where, boy, and notice say I left hold your head down and he must say don't do that again. Don't make him say
Yeah. No. I'm saying.
That's exactly what I say now, because the Dread not thinking about just that one game. Reason to get him into it, because I know him can play Sunlight somewhere.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So remember the year. I think 83 this year. You have to. Yeah. Nobody never had gears, so they had a fundraiser where you had to have people sponsor you per mile.
Yeah, Lapatan.
The Lapatan, right? So you get people for you like $1 a mile or $10 a mile or whatever to get your uniform. And then we used to run up Meadowbrook Avenue all the way up Constant Spring. I mean, a whole heap of miles. And the dread would record it, and depending on how amount of miles you get, how much money you get. Right? Me get my money and buy my gears. Me never make something like that year there. But the dread had me running and coming to practice and doing everything, give me my money and buy my whites, and like, okay, we'll see you next year. Next one like them year, definitely. Cause yeah, man, cause them time the race wasn't even that big bats. Yeah, and stuff like that. So, it was always encouraging. And that's the same thing when Freddie had took over. My fundamental was sound, yeah. Freddie like, okay, the ball arm up, you go cross, you square up. Yeah, so. But I could make single to do,
You could have make a Carlos repeat that?
Yeah, that's push it. I make a single and take a quick run.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
make
yeah,
a 4 or a 6,
Well, that was my style to Carlos. I don't know if you ever remember. You never had Meadowbrook at the time, but me to come back there play Wooly for Evelyn Cup match and Minor Cup match. So, me had to play a couple match with you. I would go down and do in the park and play an island with us. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what's some of the other man that me meet when just come to Meadowbrook, Carlos, in a first farm?
So,
apart from doing the park man then.
Yeah. I mean, Raj, Coombs, our class, Awad Lawrence, Palmier, McFarker, Hendricks, Hamilton, Neville Campbell, and I mean, we didn't know everybody in the first farm. So them year that I think Curlew come the year after. So Curlew, I'm in that 8th grade, Curlew come in that 7th grade. So Curlew and Gully was a year behind me.
Below you,
but
okay.
Like Coombs, McFarker, I think P. Brown P. Brown was ahead of a year.
P. Brown was one year. Because P. Brown in their school, in the first farm. Yeah.
So,
Andre.
So,
yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, Andre Goodison. Yeah.
Yeah, started the
Andre
same year.
Sinclair.
Yeah.
Yeah. We not said 7th grade farm too. So Goodison, Coombs, Andre Sinclair. As a cricketer, then you have like Howard Lawrence, which is run track, McFarker, youth name, Palmier, Simon Hector, tennis player.
You remember this tall guy with the open button, well-spoken, dressed
Yeah,
neatly.
left-hander, Andrew Sinclair.
Same one, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And you remember the guy that they died? Jason Beckford.
Yeah. He was a goalkeeper for the Pepsi team, I think.
Yes, he was a goalkeeper for the Pepsi team.
Why he died? Why at school, Carlos? Why not at school?
Very unfortunate too, because his strike.
Come again?
Teachers were on strike at the time.
Yeah.
And him decided to go and ride the bicycle from off of the hill. The name of the other guy, Carlos, remember the name? The other guy was with him when he died?
He used to be a tennis player, table tennis player. I can't remember his name.
So they crash off the bicycle and
crash off of the bicycle, yeah.
Up a way? Tell me where? Up a Great House Circle? Up a Queen Hill?
One of them, I'm not sure. To be honest, Carlos might know.
And a Queen Hill, up on Meadowbrook, up of that area.
Well, you know what I mean? About the 37 bus, you know where you're at, man. If I up on a...
the 37 bus go up, yeah.
Yeah, man. Up at the bottom of the bus, up a Great House Circle, Freddie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Know that? You know what I mean? Know that hill there? I didn't think we start high school yet. I think Patrick probably start high school. Patrick and older brother Carlos. And we ride go up there, so. And him nearly lose him life up there the same way. I come down half a little too fast.
Yeah, man, them usually go up there.
Yeah, man, it's a wicked piece of hill, that, man. And what it happened to me, you know, what saved me, the sucker word. Me come off of my bicycle and walk, come down the hill. But it's a dangerous piece of hill, man. It's a dangerous thing, man.
Yeah, because them get to the country and me say must have hit him head in a light pole or something like that.
Yeah.
That's so, no, man, Patrick, drop off of the bicycle even Freddie and Carlos and chip up. I lucky him lucky. Lucky say never lick up in a something, but if somebody have to carry hospital men up. A youth people used to come to Meadowbrook at the time, a brother named Leighton Del Valle. I seen people them carry him go to the hospital and carry him home. I never forget that. I never forget that. Yeah.
It was, I experienced two tragical incidents in terms of death. Because same year, I don't call us remember, because it was first one at this time, a girl who died on her way to school from Portmore in an accident, and she was in the minibus, and and there was a vehicle in front with some lumbar or something, and the lumbar pierced her chest.
Yeah.
Really?
Remember that?
The lumbar pierced through the bus.
Yeah, go through the window of the bus and go through her stomach, and man, that year was terrible for Meadowbrook.
Yeah. It was our tragedies, Freddie. You're right. I never know them like that. But
it was Diane Allen. Those who come from Portmore. I seen both of them.
And Seade was in my class too.
Oh, Seade.
Yeah.
If in podcast I come up not this week, the following week. If Banks one of them come out this week. So yeah. No, Carlos.
If Banks come the year after me,
That's a Dylan. Or
Kirkton. Yeah. No, Kirkton was I think 2 years ahead and Dylan was a year behind.
Kirkton was there.
Yeah.
Cause Kirkton was there while I was there. I remember that. But Dylan came a little after you. Yeah. So you come out of school now, Carlos, and were you aware that Meadowbrook started, well, but just when the Sunlight the year you came in? How significant was that to you? Coming out of school and you said Meadowbrook are win things. Even though Meadowbrook...
Oh, very, very, especially cricket. Very, very, that was motivated. So, Freddie wasn't there yet, but me was the captain at the 7th grade cricket team. I remember we played Calabar. And remember that match there, Yeah, Freddie must have been there because I convert me to half spin. And I think that was my best record. I think I get like 6 for 20, something like that. Mash up Calabar.
Yeah.
In
a first farm.
Man. In a first farm.
Yeah.
And of course with Interfarm.
Because I was one of the good things where you learned so fast, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because switching from to half spin, and it was that effective to pick up 6 wickets within no time.
So at that time, they switched to half spinner?
Because that's what it said. I couldn't bowl like spin. I couldn't get it on a full pitch.
Oh, your arm not strong enough for carry over the leg spin.
Yeah.
I got you.
But
you love bowling. Yeah, go ahead, Freddie. Sorry.
I was bowling too short, so it's we're just going to switch him, and within no time, start bowling half spin, and was just as
effective. I take wicket. Yeah. You love the game so much, Carlos. It no matter what the market for you're gonna do it for staying at the game.
No, yeah, I love the game. So remember, I grew up with my grandparents, right?
Yeah.
And remember the first time my mother come Jamaica, and at the first time I ever have a parent-teacher meeting, right? And I think it was Mr. Myers was my farm teacher. And remember him telling Mr. Myers, I said, boy, Mr. Myers told my mother, I said, if Carlos now put down the cricket bat and concentrate on schoolwork, him not turn out to nothing. Cause all him want to do is play cricket. Hmm.
That's
And my
the one.
mother cry, she cry, she cry, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Remember that day there vividly. And a whole heap of years that. Mm.
You got disappoint
And you have
her.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have teachers
yeah,
like
she
that.
want me to stop play cricket.
Oh, your words said you might want to stop playing cricket and that would be the end of you. You couldn't stop that at all. You love the sport so much.
Yeah, I mean, me dey stop, until she go back to foreign.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. But I have to slow it down, and start the homework and all them thing there until, she get back to and she leave again. So me start playing back.
and your grandparents have
So
never have no problem with it. Freddie, can you have a
nah,
comment on that, A lot of parents, they don't understand the value of sports, Well, you comment on that, Freddie?
No, that's what I'll tell you. The part, not even the parents so much like the teachers, because nowadays the teachers don't understand that some kids definitely have some extracurricular activity for function at school. Totally. Because remember I said it before on the podcast that there was one experience I have with Dwayne Smith and another, I won't call that a person name. And both of them were on the same level in terms of how good they could play football. Both of them were equally bright and everything. But the parents of the other guy stopped him from playing football. And he rebelled. He just never want to do anything no more.
Including the schoolwork and them things that they want him to do.
Yeah, he just stopped everything.
Yeah.
Just didn't want to, until him get back in football, let's see him go up again.
Yeah.
Because the sport sometimes are outlet when the pressure on,
No.
But we have to really educate the parents and the teachers how it works.
Well, I would them podcast educate them because Carlos I say, which is true. If you never play cricket, it's like you wouldn't even want to go to school.
Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, attitude.
We can relate to that to Carlos. If my parents would be stopping from playing cricket, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Jelly, you can't imagine you now play cricket and cricket play that battlefield.
Freddie. Unfortunately, my parent was the one who would come to the school, come listen to the teacher, and tell them to boy, him need to do this or him need to do that. Before me have to do my schoolwork still no college. That like, but you see, it go together. You can't do them both. It's the answer to you. If you make it look like there's a choice, if a youth have a aptitude for the two things, man, make him go on the way, man, you don't know what it's going to turn out to be. So yeah.
Remember, I have Carlos in my class, I was teaching Carlos, and there's two problems I had with Carlos teaching Carlos history. I know history boring. Most kids don't like it, and I know that. Carlos' penmanship wasn't good. Carlos is right, small, and it just never clear. And that is nothing, in my opinion, because I knew history, he know all the facts, but never really explain it, because some maybe he could write 2 paragraphs instead of writing 2, write 1. That's the fact, but he didn't expand on the facts and all of that. And that he wasn't a dunce boy where he said he must stop it from play cricket because of them things. And that was the only 2 problems I had with Carlos in my history class. And history boring. If you can do history, I don't see no problem. He would have any problem with the others. But some teachers, I don't know if me and them go to the same teachers college or what, but we just came out.
I'm going to say this in a Carlos, because I get opportunity to talk about this in a car. Before we start this conversation, Carlos said him switch from current career. In current career, he's a medical doctor. And him switch from aviation mechanics. I say, no normal person can do that. Where the man,
Exactly.
some multi-talented, the man can move from one to the other and be successful at them field. You follow me? I said to your Carlos. But I'll get tonight, Carlos. May I get an opportunity to talk about that? Because I want parents your story and know say.
Exactly.
You follow me? I said to you, but can't
love it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mentioned it right as a friend that when man thinks I don't start going talking around for more. Them not get the context because them listen to all of the conversation.
Used to get it, Them used to tell me something about sports school,
Yeah, so Carlos, so Mr. Year introduced to the Sunlight team from early. So clearly Mr. Year saw you. And I'm more than just as a player, Mr. Year probably saw you as a leader from early on. You know, Mr. Year have a gift about him, you know. It's like him can
Yeah,
see.
man.
That's my view in terms of say, not just say, you're more than just a cricketer. If I make you a play from first farm when you just come to school, you want to groom me for big time leadership thing. That's how I see it too. That's how I see it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
you have the right attitude and the right aptitude, and I must say, it's like him knows him can groom me for the certain thing. So yeah. So when you started playing, what year you started? What year you made the Sunlight team? The first time you play official Sunlight match or a Colts match? Let me start at Colts. What year you play official Colts match for Meadowbrook?
So I remember 1 year I play under 14, I play Colts and Sunlight.
Really? Yes.
Yeah. My bench Sunlight. I play under 14 and I play Colts.
Yeah.
So that was probably second and third farm. That was able to play under 14 and Colts.
You play all three level of cricket at Meadowbrook at the time then.
Yeah.
So you know,
But was a benchman for the Sunlight
yeah,
team.
man, but you're part of the team, man. I understand.
But my part of the team.
I understand. You're part of the squad. But that's how I say here again, Freddie. You follow me, I said to you. From we start with the first time, when I Freddie time, I only put youth is in the team and in the squad. Come here, I think about the future. I think about the future.
Because Curtis early too, you know.
That's a Noel. Fancy yeah. Him no longer with us, so yeah, I'm died last year. But yeah. Go ahead, Carlos. It's when I get across something. Go ahead.
But the time when I play all three, you know, Freddie was my coach. Because I think the Dread League probably after, by the time I reached 8th grade, I think the Dread left. Because I only had the Dread for like 1.5 years. And a long time it was under the Dread. So.
Yeah, the Dread leave just before one in 86, Carlos. He was there when we won in 86. Yeah, he was there. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Really? Oh, okay.
He was there, Carlos. Him never, for some reason, I'm here. I wasn't there. And that's so long ago. And I remember when the Dread leave him, they called me and showed me and asked him to do some stuff for him, help him move some stuff. So it's not like somebody never wears them I leave. But I never know I never know the circumstances and I wish him leave. But he was there up to 86 when I won, man. He wasn't in the changing room, but he was at Jardel stand.
86 at the semi-final, the one by Kensington. He wasn't there. So Mr. Becky and some other people were in charge. And when I went there, I went down there because Mr. Taylor, who was the principal of JC, he was in charge of Sunlight Cricket. And he told me that my team was, he said, your team playing down Kensington, you know. You want to come with me? So I went to Mr. Taylor to the game to deliver the lunch because he was dropping off the lunch for the, you know, when semi-finals, he's in charge. So we drop off the lunch now. Mr. Taylor look at me and said, well, Simon, you want to stay with your team or you coming up back with me? I said, I'll stay, you know. I know Mr. Taylor let me stay with the team that was 86. And we stay with the team. He let me stay with the team and come back and pick me up. And he was doing well without Mr. Year because everybody, Mr. Becky and everybody was following what Mr. Year.
A template to him leave, yeah.
So I was just there watching them. I didn't do anything. I just stayed and watched them and come through. But by the finals now, Mr. Year was back, but not on the bench. I'm not sure. But they left soon after.
Interesting.
I see him here. 86 him leave, Carlos.
86.
Okay. Me think of before that him leave.
After win some.
I call it. That's my thing. So, you know, but at that time, Mr. Year give me like full control of the junior teams. You know, I don't know why. I couldn't say why he did it.
Yeah, because.
But they gave me full control of both junior teams.
Because me remember, you was my coach when I played under 14 and Colts, like the second and third farm. You was the coach. Right. And then by the time in a fourth and fifth farm, Mr. Wright was my coach.
Yeah, because that time I left already to JC.
Yeah, you are left already. And Mr. McGregor was the manager. And And that's when P. Brown stopped bowling spin and become big pace bowler.
Yeah, because you see what happened now, why people start bowling pace and that we didn't have enough bowlers. So what I normally do is
Yeah.
let him bowling and bowl through the innings.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, I'm up the bowling. Yeah, and then start bowl spin. I mean, yeah.
we
Mm.
say we have both from one end the whole innings for the pace and spin.
Yeah, we take him off and make him bowl from the next end as a spinner.
Mm.
What about the innings?
Yeah, the conversation will come on this week. Kenneth Farrell and Richie Lowe. Carlos might I remember them. I know them. Them
Yeah,
say
Kenneth Farley in my grade.
Kenneth
Kenneth in
Farrell.
my
Yeah,
grade.
okay, yeah. The man them say P Brown. We play a match at Wattenfield Friday, and P Brown want the stumps draw. We hold on for the draw. And P Brown must have the longest one ever bowled a cricket man. We run from the goalie Freddie. But those were the them Friday. So yeah. So but me ask you one or something though. Cause me never think about it until me hear not talk, you know. It's like and you take this one your first Carlos. Me never broke one 7-5 cricket trophy, senior, Sunlight and Tapping Cup trophy. Maybe 5 or 6 in the 1980s. But you never won a Coles trophy. Why I think that is? It wasn't a lack of talent. What caused the fact say we win the senior competition but we never win the Coles? And you were
You know, Matt, our biggest nemesis why we never win courts. And at the same year I play courts, KC did have Robert Samuels.
mm-hmm.
And then them had his smaller brother,
Marlon.
Marlon.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the two nemesis. And then
Nolan, there's
they
some
have,
fast bowler named Nolan.
yes. And then Woolmers did have the salesman Crichton.
No, that's Campion.
Campion of the season. Campion.
Yeah, Campion, salesman Crichton, and Carter. Right.
Yeah. BJ,
Woolmers did have Lawrence Rowe Jr. All them wasn't that good. But them did have and what in father was the selector for the Jamaica team.
Leave it. Nah, Len Chambers.
Yeah.
I forget what Chambers name. Ron Chambers is the name, Carlos. Ron Chambers,
Yeah, okay. So though KC and Campion was our nemesis June under 14 and Colts. Right. So those were the two things. And the Colts team, I think we did have our big bats was Dylan Evans did come at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So although we did have talent, them two teams they did have more talent because only one person from our Colts team that played for Jamaica and that was Dylan get selected and that was Dylan. But you look at like KC, them are the Samuels and the big PS bowler, I mean. Yeah, so that was our thing why we never really reached the pinnacle in Colts.
Yeah. But for some reason, go ahead, Freddie.
But then that's to the kind of programs that the judge instituted at the time. Because we never get the best talent at Meadowbrook, That's one thing I can tell. We never get the best talent because the better talents were going KC and Calabar, Mr. Wright, and those people. Watching was to develop the younger players. So our course on under 14 was mainly development for Sunlight. So it take a while, because the Samuels go KC, them could bat already from Melbourne.
Yeah, that me never say because all of them youth them was playing minor cup Melbourne and Kingston.
Mm-hmm. So we know about doing that thing where we have to develop our players them from nothing, basically. Because if you look at some of our cricketers that we have, can you name we established you to fast bowler Carlos Miller. You remember him?
Devon Miller. Yeah, Devon Miller.
Miller, the TC and all of those. They weren't really, really outstanding cricketers when it came to Meadowbrook. So we have to take our time to develop those people now during course. So by the time they reach Sunlight, they are fully developed based on what we were in terms of the programs that you have. That's why I was saying just before that Mr. Year now not looking at 2 years down the road, but looking at 4 or 5. And
Mm.
that's how so we used to develop now as a team to beat the big teams. Because when look at the team that beat KC 84, compare the KC team to our team.
Yeah.
And
Talent-wise, them is
look
much better than we, but in a sense. But we played as a team, yeah.
and not to bowl them down. Who do expect not to have them figures them have? Not to take more wicket down runs, basically.
And who you call not
You
say
know,
again, Freddie? Devon
Donald.
McDonald,
Devon
yeah. Oh, not to, yeah. But forget to say right. Yeah.
cricket was developed through Meadowbrook system after play.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So we take time. We couldn't do it in Coles. We never have the talent at Coles and Pepsi
You
level.
know, I naturally have the talent, but by the time I build the talent, we could have compete at the Sunlight level. That's what I mean, Freddie. I say
It's
exactly
the
what I
work for
Yeah.
put in a system that the Dreads have.
mean.
We're not at that level.
So,
At the Sunlight level, you know.
So when we won again in 1984, Carlos, you were at school at the time. How did that make you feel?
Yeah.
You did upon a team there where you're part of the team, where you're around the team. How did that make you feel, Meadowbrook win Sunlight again?
I mean, at that time, I wasn't officially a part of the team, but I was around the team. You know, man, I used to go to match them and stuff. You know, I used to carry them gears. Most like water boy actually on that team.
You're around.
Yeah. So I was around them. And I can't remember, that was the biggest accomplishment, you know, my encounter at that time in terms of sports.
Because you feel like you're a part of the team, as a winning team.
Yes, the part of a winning team.
Yeah. You never feel like an outsider at all. You just felt as part of the team.
No. You know, I never play any game, but I was at every training. I train with the team, run with the team. You know, I just didn't dress up with the team. You know, carry the bag, the water, and stuff like that. So, you know, yeah.
So when the team win, you actually felt like you win to Carlos.
Of course.
Yeah. I hear you. So when we won again in 1986, were you part of that team?
Say again, you kind of talk out.
When we won again in 1986, were you a part of that team? Were you playing? You're on the squad?
I was on the squad as, I think I played 12 man on most of that squad.
Okay.
Because as me say, you know, it's just like, as Freddie had said, everybody was growing except me at that point.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. So, you know, I kind of rubbed the bench on most of that team, but I was part of the team.
So were you surprised that you actually win again and keep winning the way we won when you come to Meadowbrook, Carlos? Because me describe that era there as the golden generation of Meadowbrook. Were you surprised that we were winning so much?
No, I wasn't surprised. You know, you go practice every day and you see your team. You can't be surprised if you win. You know your team, you know the game, you know, you have cheddar, you know, I mean, you have Ibans. So, you know, there was no surprise.
They were really. So which players stand out to you? Which game stand out to you, Carlos, where you remember?
What game stand out to me? When we have play Excelsior. I think we play Excelsior in the final of Savannah Park. Come on.
No, it wouldn't be.
No, we never.
Unless a topping
Remember
cup.
Excelsior, which was Courtney Walsh last year.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be. Well, we play Courtney Walsh. The year when we leave school was the last year Courtney Walsh at school too. Carlos, I never saw at school at the time. If I remember serving right. If I remember serving right. So, Walsh leave the same year me leave. Because me and Walter the same year. So, yeah.
Walsh was in me, so it must about your time.
Yeah, man. Walsh, the year, I think the match Carlos I talk about, it wasn't a finals because the topping got much to play against Walsh. I wait name there. Melbourne played a match, and you would not have been at. But I don't remember because I say start Meadowbrook 1982,
82,
which would be
which was the first year that I wasn't there, so I wouldn't remember.
82, which was a September I started school, Carlos, which is the year I left school. Because we won Sunlight in a May. You see me, I said to you, me I try. Yeah.
Your Sunlight would be 83.
Right. The first year Sunlight with it. And that was the year when the Sunlight split up, when you have three zone.
Oh, okay. Because I remember a match. I think it was a final match. That's years now. It was a final match. I think a Sabina. That's where the final I played.
Mm-hmm.
It must be 84.
And Raj Mason was the batsman. I think we needed.
86 years ago. Yeah.
Right.
I think Raj got the winning run. I think.
Yeah, man. And I'm lifting
because it was a top edge off a hook shot.
Yeah. Him talk about that to him. Come on, Carlos. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a top edge off a hook shot, and he got the winning run. Right. That match I can't remember. And of course remember a match which was my highest score. I think me and Raj had a big partnership too. And I think it was Mr. Wright was the team, and we went to play St. Catherine at St. Catherine.
Mr. Wright coming from there, I think.
Yeah. I'm opened the batting, and it was me and you remember Brown. It was a left-hand leg spinner. And Freddie, I turned him to an opener because he wanted a right-left combination.
I think I know who you're talking about, vaguely in mind now.
Right.
I remember we were getting you to open it, but I can't remember who, because you had so much partners. That is the next thing.
So Carlos, I think I know the batting?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking.
I remember me and Dan used to open, but you wanted a left-hand, right-hand combination. I can't remember his first name, but I remember it was Brown. Me and him, I think it was kind of like 100 opening partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Because my course team had so many, we have like 30 players in that squad, you know. Under to them, I would have changed them around because Sinclair was the tall guy, Carlos.
Yeah.
He was on with you most of the time.
Opened me, and then I think after he left, it was because I'd repeat fifth form. I graduated, and then I came back fifth form, and that was 88. I graduated 87, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have enough subject to go to sixth form. Because I think we get like 3 or 4 subjects.
You get
so I didn't have enough to go
for the record. Let me just state the record. A 2 subject me get me repeated fifth form. Yeah. Go ahead, Freddie.
Yeah.
You continue, Carlos. Sorry.
Hello?
Yeah. So,
yeah, break up, Carlos. For some reason, I break up. I don't know what I'm say. I'm there still, but I not hear my all. I want to have some connection.
I'm going to go class.
All right, Carlos, start over. Because you completed, cut out a while ago. Start over your story from the beginning. You after you repeat, you say repeat fifth form.
87.
Yeah.
I'm only had like 4 subjects, so not enough to go to sixth form.
Yeah.
But I know my dad leave the country anyway, so I just repeat fifth form for play cricket. I still had eligibility because of the age.
Yeah.
So, school starts September. We went classes for that first semester, for the first term, until cricket start like the January.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, I don't go class. I just play cricket now. Play. So at that time, Sinclair had a bunch of subjects. I even sixth form to Wilmers. And that time, Dear Swaby now was the other man. Dear Swaby used to open. That time Freddie had leave and Mr. Wright was our coach. So yeah, and at that point I was playing cricket at Lucas, a minor cup at Lucas, and junior cup at Lucas.
Oh, from in a fifth form, when I repeat fifth form, Carlos.
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I play minor cup and junior cup at Lucas. And I play sunlight. I just there play cricket because I leave the country. So I never there going to class. I just come school about 10, 11 o'clock. And you know, the sunlight team used to have lunch, run at the home ec building.
Yeah, man. Yeah, them cook for yeah.
Yeah. And the brother, it was a Meadowbrook alumni, but it was a singer. We can't remember what group him did now. But he used to sponsor the lunch. You know what I'm talking?
Where him used to live? Where him look?
Who's that now?
I know Mr. Bell never say attack, Carlos.
Business, man. But I can't remember who that was.
Was in a singing group. Everybody get flat. What that group the name?
Oh, Bloodfire Posse.
Oh.
Benji attack, Freddy. I must Benji attack, man.
I must bend to them.
That's a Donovan
Yeah,
attack.
so
Yeah.
So he used to sponsor lunch, so we used to just go get lunch and then go back and feed, go train, and then we go home. So that me do the last year I was in America. Yeah, 88 that, cause me leave Jamaica right after Gilbert. So that was 88.
Okay. And you leave from a foreign, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. So did you play the cricket when you come a foreign, Carlos? Did you find any cricket to play?
That's about a year or so, I never played a cricket. So I never played a cricket until probably 15 years after I live a foreign. When I moved back out of the Navy and everything. Finished medical school, my first job, I was in Florida. And we meet a Jamaican guy. And I say, yeah, we have a cricket team. As a matter of fact, my wife was working with a dentist. And, they were talking. And my wife from America. And the dentist was from Jamaica. And she was talking. I said, yeah, my husband played cricket in us. So we got introduced. And there was a bunch of Indian. And we had a cricket team. And so I started playing back cricket. And that was the first time in my life, Freddie, I had my own gears. I could afford to buy my own gears. Yeah, I have a big bag.
Yeah.
I have my helmet, my pads. I keep wicket,
Yeah. Your official cricket gears. But talk about that, Carlos. I can't make that slip, because what we talk about your transition, you come out foreign, and you join the Navy, as you say, and you were a aircraft mechanic, and I know you say a medical doctor. If we talk about that transition there, how did that work, and why you end up in the Navy, and how you end up to be an aircraft mechanic, and then you switch to a medical doctor? Talk about that transition there.
It was a big change. I never like America. Never like America. I wanted to go back because everything was different. When after grade, I'm most that in junior high school, I meet someone who tell me about the Navy. I just wanted to get away. So that's how I end up joining the Navy. So okay, may I tell you, the story is, when I come to America, I never really like America. Somebody wasn't a U.S. citizen, right?
Hold on, Carlos.
So the closest thing I got to the point now was a job as an aviation mechanic.
Hold on, Carlos. 1 second. Now I hear you much clearer now. For some reason, your connection went away. So you have to go start over back from when you leave, come a foreign. You have to go start back from this completely. So go back over that, man. Me hear it. Sorry about that.
Hello? Are you cut
Yeah,
out,
yeah,
Carlos?
You want hear you good
okay,
now? The
okay.
connection good now,
Where I was
Carlos.
when I cut out.
From when you just leave, when me
This
ask
guy
you about
Jerry
the leave,
gone out. Jerry.
yeah, go ahead. Brook, to come in a foreign and me ask you the question then about if you play cricket since you leave Meadowbrook and you say you play a little. But guess it, nothing you didn't finish that. Guess it, nothing you explain. Coming a foreign, I'm joining the Navy. And why I join the Navy? And always experience.
Okay.
Yeah, talk about
Oh,
that transition there, yeah.
all right. So when I first came here, the first movie I seen at a movie theater was Top Gun. So I see Top Gun and fell in love with the Navy and wanted to become a pilot. So, I talked to a Navy recruit at a school, and the Navy recruit at a high school. So I talked to him becoming a pilot. And say, yeah, we can get you in a plane and stuff like that. So end up enlisting after high school. But couldn't become a pilot because you need a college degree and you need to be a U.S. citizen. At that time, I had a green card and a high school diploma. So the closest I came was aviation mechanic. So I did that for about 4 years. I was an aviation mechanic.
Carlos, hold on, don't go no further. Because you say that lightly, Freddie, hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah, understand yourself, Carlos. Them there are big time things for do that, May I say it? So, I just say repeat it for farmer Meadowbrook.
I want it. Monument thing that
Yeah, that may I say it's Carlos them it's like it just by the way, Freddie, I come an aviation mechanic, That him just say, May I say right. But so the question is, how did when you acquire that skill for serrated, you can be an aviation mechanic and actually did become one? Where you get the mindset there from? I put it that way there.
Repeat the question, it does chip out.
Yeah, the mindset. Where you get the mindset from for say you could be an aviation mechanic? You see a movie, you see Top Gun and you say, but you want to become an aviation mechanic. Where you got that mindset for serrated, you can do it.
Now, when I see Top Gun, I wanted to become a pilot.
A pilot, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I want to become a pilot. And we talk to the recruiter, and he tell me a bunch of story. But you couldn't become a pilot at the time. So the closest I got to an airplane, was being a mechanic. So I enlisted, after boot camp, went to Memphis, Tennessee to the training school, and become a mechanic. So actually it was a safety mechanic where we did like the ejection seat and the ejection canopy and the harness for the pilots and stuff like that. So, and so I was stationed on a ship out in San Diego, which I did for Freddie.
Okay, that's how I met Freddie the last time. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Understood. So yeah. So how long were you in the Navy, Carlos, and stayed in the Navy?
So I did 4 years. I did 4 years in the Navy. After the Navy, I stayed in San Diego for a while and worked as, doing airplane drafting. Because during high school, I was like 8-5, 10-5, 11-5, which was technical. So I did a lot of drafting and stuff. I ended up having a GCE in drafting. So I was pretty good. So after the Navy, I stayed out there and did drafting at McDonnell Douglas, which they made these big commercial airplanes. So I did that for about 2 years. And then after that, I came back to Florida where my parents
Carlos,
was.
at the time when you were talking about when I saw you in California, my father-in-law was working with McDonnell Douglas.
Oh yeah? Oh, okay.
I didn't even know that. You were there.
Yeah. I did that and back. And back to Tampa where my parents
Okay, so you were based in Tampa at the time, Carlos.
was, started college, University of South Florida. What's that? Jelly, repeat.
No, you were in Tampa. You were based in Tampa.
Yeah, I was based in Tampa.
Okay, and
Mm.
you say you started University of South Florida in Tampa, that?
Oh, yeah, in Tampa,
Yeah, okay.
as a mechanical engineering.
Yeah. So, so when
Yeah.
so when did you decide to switch to become a
So,
medical doctor? When did that switch take place in your head first? Because I said this is like,
okay, so yeah, so I was an engineering major and mechanical engineering, and it was after my sophomore year. When I was starting my junior year, I got a work study job, right? At the No, I got a summer internship after my sophomore year at the Florida Department of Transportation. Oh my goodness, that job was so boring. I hated it. So I started my junior year, and I got a job, a work study job at the medical college in the biomedical biomedical engineering lab department. And one of my job was, I was working with these surgeons where they were working on what's called a left ventricular assisted device. Basically, it's like an artificial heart,
mm-hmm.
right? So they need like an engineer to get the data and stuff like that. So that's why I end up with that job. So one of my job was to take care of the sheep after the surgery, record the data and stuff. And I become more interested in the medical part of it, the surgical part of it. I'm like, man, this is so cool. I think I want to do this. So I went home. My girlfriend, no, my wife at the time. My wife, no, my girlfriend at the time. I said, I think I want to become a doctor. And she's like, why? What you need to do? I'm like, yeah, I don't know. She's like, well, find out what you need to do. So I'm like, oh, okay. So, I went and talked to a pre-med advisor and said, I want to become a doctor. And everyone kind of looked at me like, oh, okay. So I end up changing my major from mechanical engineering to biological science. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and additional 3 years to get all the prerequisites and everything, and so that's how it started. So it wasn't a plan, but looking back at it now, right, when I was growing up, I was always good at like technical drafting and stuff like that, and like my grandfather at the time was very sick, and he was always going to the hospital. And he's always said, "Oh, you should become a doctor." I'm like, "No, I don't want to become a doctor. I want to become an architect." And he used to say, "Look around. You see anybody building anything?" But you see me going to the doctor every day.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, becoming a doctor from Duane Park, I mean, it was like, okay, not that I even thought about, So this was like something that just happened. It wasn't like a lifelong dream or anything like that.
And just for the record, Carlos, how old were you at the time when you made that transition there?
So I had one child that was 2, 3 years old, and I was just out of the Navy. So I was probably 27
Uh,
at the time,
and were
you
you
know,
were you
and
always?
then it
Yeah, go ahead, finish up. Sorry.
and then it took probably 3 years to even get to the point where I got into medical school.
The
So
start,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So by the time you start medical school, you're 30.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that is.
yeah, yeah,
That's, Carlos, with the time. His transition from here to there.
Yeah, no, that is an
yeah,
amazing story,
mm,
Carlos. So that matter. That is
yeah.
that, and this one take it lightly enough for it. That's the amazing part. But the Carlos take it like I
Yeah.
know nothing. Like, no, Carlos, are you? Did anybody tell you say you can't do this at your age? Say you can't become doctor at 30?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, my the advisor, I'd like really, I mean, so I think only my wife had believed in me at that point. She's like, "Oh, okay, go ahead and do it, And, may I tell you, and,
I, I'm,
the
I'm going to say this here.
first time I applied to medical school,
Let me say this here, Carlos. That are the most important endorsement you want from the person where you will spend the rest of your life. If you have faith in you, you can do anything where you want. Though. May I tell you, even more
yeah,
important than your
yeah,
parents, may I tell you that. As a big man, all the way a big man, if you have endorsement from the people you live with, your spouse, that is the most important endorsement, Carlos. So,
Oh, definitely. 100% agree with that.
yeah, man.
You need a support.
If you would have to fight that, Carlos, you either wouldn't get together or you wouldn't make it. You understand what I'm saying, Freddie? It's one of them things where you just know Serati. But so Carlos, where you get the resilience from
oh yeah.
that go to
I
attitude the
mean,
way Serati, you can do it. Where you think that comes from?
definitely.
Yeah.
But may I try to move around to get a better reception because I'm at the hospital now and the reception is
Oh,
like
okay,
so
yeah, I
crappy.
understand. Work
So
at the hospital
give
and
me
sometimes
1 second. Yeah,
yeah, sometimes the
yeah.
reception not good
So
at all, Carlos. I know what I mean. It's like
uh,
for some reason, Freddie, them will jam the signal
yeah.
them at the hospital, man. You can't the cell signal not good at all.
Okay.
And Carlos,
Yeah, this sound better. Okay, all right.
much better, Carlos. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was saying the most important endorsement you can get is the one from the person you live with here, Carlos.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm Freddie agree with that. So yeah, it's either if you're not getting that endorsement, your career is either your career not gonna work or your relationship not gonna work.
Yes.
One of two of
Yeah,
them.
Find the right
definitely.
person.
Yeah. Picking the right person, Carlos. You get blessed that way. Trust me upon that, man. That was a blessing. Big
Oh,
time blessing that.
oh yeah,
You can't
yeah,
tell your wife that
definitely.
when you talk to her, say me a bless her for you wanna picking each other. 'Cause it's a blessing when you find the right person here, Carlos. That's all I can say. It
Or,
it is a blessing. It's a blessing. So as me say now, many people want we hear them story or we hear this and say, boy, Carlos, as I say, him never want him play him leave Meadowbrook and him never do the schoolwork at all and the man come a foreign and do aviation mechanic and a medical doctor when I'm in his 30s. So the mindset important here, Carlos. But that's why I make people understand, say, sports not going to stop you from the way you want, though. As a matter of fact, I think sports probably help you in terms of the determination and the attitude will make you think, say, you can do anything where you want. You put your mind to. You follow me? I say to you, you think that did help you, Carlos, in terms of, say, being a sportsman and being among so much winning team, did that help you in terms of how you pick you decide where you're going to do in your career? Loud and clear, much better. Freddie, you hear me?
yeah, man.
All right, good. Hopefully, we don't have more technical difficulty. This is the hardest part of the work, Carlos, from the start of this.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, this is the challenge. And this really happened, you know. No one then, because even a couple conversation, I'm afraid to know that even one the devil in my life, I have to do it over 2 weeks. But I think we have to do it tonight with this. So, we'll just continue. I edit out all them things, Carlos. So it's not like, when it come out, it sound like, say, we never have no problem at all. So it's good. We just clean it up. So, yeah, man, we're talking about picking the right partner for make sure you're successful in your life, and that is a key. And the question I'm going to ask you, Carlos, is like, where you think you learn the resilience, where you think you can do anything you set your mind to? Because I get the impression about you. You say it matter of factly, but where you have achieved are big things, Carlos. I want to ask you before we go back to some questions from Middlebrook.
Definitely from sports.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Definitely from playing sports.
expand on that, Carlos. Make anybody who want to hear understand what you mean by that.
What sports is, it's about never giving up, working hard, commitment, dedication. You know, that's what me get from sports. That's what I got from all my coaches.
Yeah.
Never,
Yeah.
never quit. Always tomorrow. So that's how sports equate to life. That's how sports shape my life. So yeah. So if it wasn't for sport, I mean, would I probably quit numerous times. But sports, okay, you're never gonna quit. You are, and you're better than you think you is. Tomorrow always gonna be better. You have a bad day today, you get a ducks today. Guess what? You can make 100 tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Just a listen, Carlos. It's almost like
I don't remember. I don't know if you get it, Carlos, but if you ever think, I'm just right on the board. Winners never quit. Quitters never win. And again,
remember that.
You remember that? All right.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's one of the quote from the dread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And that's been my motto all my life. So, so that's what the reason is.
Yeah, man. And I want just jump off away, say, Carlos. Yeah, one of the reasons why them conversation I start and I just keep doing it is like me, I said, I just have to go and do it because you remember some of the singles them where you make and you just keep batting every week. You find me, I said to you, Carlos, I look on nothing, you just keep go on and go on. It's me, I said to you, so yeah, I can't relate to that, man. And hear your talk is like me, I hear the dread I said to you, say, don't hold your head down. Don't hold your head down. Lift your head up. Nobody feel dejected at all. Yeah. Yeah.
I remember another one game. I don't remember. It was a tough game we have. And I think it was his last semi-final game the year to tell you. I don't remember the game. We have 4 teams to go through. Any 2 teams to go through are 4. Last we'd have JC up by JC. Remember? And the day before the game, we have a meeting down at the physics lab. And me lean up on the wall. And I'm sitting down on my chair still, but lean against the wall. And the dread tell me don't do it. Because right now, I look support from person and fight. So we have to go there and fight. I'm start look support as if I'm not ready for the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm say, oh, me leaning against the wall make a difference. I'm say, like me, I look for support. I just lean out for the wall and get myself together and just get it up. I'm just get it and say, all right, tomorrow we'll fight then. That's how it go.
Yeah. You don't need no wall for support. You have yourself.
Yes, no wall for no support.
Yeah.
We need yourself to go to beat JC, because that's what the same thing I tell me,
Yeah.
So I need a support from the wall. We just need was I could deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Can't relate to that, man.
In some way things, you have a way for looking at things, and once you get the support you need from your teammates then you can
Carlos, you there?
A whole lot of little life lesson that you picked up over the years, especially playing sports at Meadowbrook, that you really don't think much about it until you kind of reflect, and that's what these programs kind of cause you to do. You kind of reflecting like, wow, man. I remember Coach used to say that. You're like, oh, okay, yeah. So, I mean, Meadowbrook has definitely been impacted part of my life. May I tell you a story, Jelly? So, remember, I think I only see how they might tell a story, and some people know like Tigray and stuff. But remember the first time I take my wife to Jamaica, right? And I said, I'm born next door in Duane Park, and this is where I come from, and we happen to go up on Meadowbrook, and we're gonna a bottom field, and the most practicing football practice was down there, right? And at the time, Billy was coaching the team, Billy Lyon.
Okay,
yeah, and walk over and, yo, Billy, remember who I was and stuff. We used to hang out at Billy Yard when Billy had played Sunlight. Right. And, introduce my wife to Billy and stuff like that. And we did our talk, whatever, And my wife see a little youth, and she like, Billy, my wife said to Billy, more sponsor that kid. And Billy's like, why that one kid? Of probably about 30 kids out there. It looked just like Carlos Pan in school picture, little with a big head. It was like the littlest you out there, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it looked just like in picture, And so that's how we end up starting a scholarship for that kid.
Yeah.
Tuition, book, fees, uniform, everything. From I think it was like in third form, from fourth farm, fifth farm. Him end up quitting the football team. I think the fourth farm and say I'll focus on studies. And we say, oh, okay, good, and pay for CXC, GCE, went to sixth farm, 6A, 6B, was head boy, and now him call and say, yo, we need a sponsor for come America, him get accepted to the University of Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And student visa, I need somebody for write a letter and send a statement and stuff that don't sponsor him, And we end up doing it, pay for him come and, he's a pre-med student now, University of Central Florida.
That's
great.
That's an amazing story, Carlos. That is an amazing story I take radio struck. And I say, you saw Carlos things, Chris, you may must say I call my name. Freddie. Carlos the things matter of factly. Yeah.
You need to talk to Mr. Myers now.
Who name Mr. Myers?
The teacher who
Yeah, would I tell you say don't forget to play no sports? Yeah. What tell your mother say I play too much sports, Carlos? Right. But may I ask you a question, Carlos? Now that you bring that up in another way there. And are your brethren? I'm a good little brother because him call me every now and then. All the while him call me, Jelly. I see how they call me 1 week and say, Jelly, why you ask a question to some of your guests? To your guests when them come on. I'm going to ask you directly. What you think can be done to make Meadowbrook alum, past students, want to give back to the school?
A whole heap of people would like to, but don't know how, and there's not a channel. Okay. And I'm telling you, the New York chapter is led by Siad and his wife and his team is doing a tremendous job. All the fundraiser they're having, they had a drive, bus is a must, which was like the year before COVID, when they had this thing to get a bus to the school. So, remember when we had play, we had to take the public bus to school, to the game.
To the game, yeah.
Yeah. So, they end up buying a bus for the school. So, I guess a lot of people don't know, and, even at $10, $20, whatever, but it's just to engage people and let them know, your donation is needed, and this is how you can do it. It doesn't have to be anything big, it's just, yeah. So I think that's the key. But the Meadowbrook alumni, the New York chapter, I know the Canada chapter too, but I only can speak of the New York chapter because that's what I'm familiar with. They're doing a good job. So, we just need to continue and grow on that. Last weekend they had this wonderful event, and
at the school,
what we really need is the people at Jamaica too to also be involved. It doesn't have to be monetary donation. It could just be the time and the effort, help clear up bottom field. I mean, whatever they can be doing there, because they were talking about the event they did last year, which was the concert at the school, right? And they would say, like, probably 90% of the people who attended were people that's here that went back to Jamaica. The people that's there, they didn't come and support. There was an art show just last weekend for the 65th anniversary at the school. The support was poor. The turnout was poor. So I think that's where we really need to work on the people who are there in the island to give support. I know things are hard, but it's not all about the monetary contribution. It's just, time and effort and stuff like that. So I think that's where we need to start, to be honest.
I think what you say in the first sentence, Carlos, are the most important thing you say about all of this. It's like, and I think that's the problem. It's like a lot of people want to give up, but them don't know how or where. And that body or that, and it might come out of this conversation we have and start up, since the start of them conversation every week. Meadowbrook people are here. And there is no one structure in place so a man can just take up the phone or go up on a website and know say him can just contribute to that and no vigilance the same or contribute to a certain thing, Carlos. So
yeah.
But everything beginning the conversation like right now. You see me I said to you, that's why I ask the question. And you're not the first one to answer the question that way there, I said, boy, people want to give back, but them don't know how or where. You follow me? I said to you, because I take you go to Jamaica and sponsor a youth. You shouldn't have to wait till you reach a Jamaica for it. A system and a structure supposed to be in place. And it don't exist. I'm not knocking no alumni association, Carlos. I'm not knocking nobody at all. But just because they have done the human's job, and me just come and run off my mouth and I get the impression like, say, boy, I mean everything. I don't everything. I just say a structure can be in place where it can be much improved. It's not a criticism of anybody. I have to make sure to put that out there, Carlos. Because I don't want nobody to feel I criticize them because I am guilty of missing in action for the longest while too. If I say to you, I just since we started the podcast, I know man we say, is the jail still alive? If all I say to you and hear my voice, I may try. Me never do it and think I get a sort of momentum in a call. So people are interested and I reach out to me and say, Jelly, I want to be a part of the conversation. I just think to me, I get some football and some cricket to talk about. And we share it amongst ourselves and we talk about it. But it's a message. But we answered Carlos, a lot of people answer that. So hopefully somebody wear them conversation and a structure put in place where it organized and people can know exactly where to go and how it will work.
Yeah, you need a medium through which people who want to donate can easily go in, make a donation, choose what area they want the donation go towards.
Yeah.
People football will say, boy, want to sponsor football. Because personally, my thing is supporting cricket and football, track and field, sports
and
in
if
general.
you want your money go there, they say for go. I agree with you, Freddie. Exactly.
Yeah, just make no type. But this is some people now they're not interested in sports, so they're gonna say, all right, then they might give some money to the school, and then the school uses it another way. So just a careful planning.
Yeah, man, no, it have to be well planned, Freddie. And we say a while ago important. If you want your money spent a particular way, I saw it for spend. I'm sorry. If you want to sponsor a sports program or a sports youth or call us want to sponsor a youth for come up here, where your money for go? Where you want your money spent, call us, I just said for go. You see me, I said to you, I saw me look on that. So yeah. But it's not a quarrel with nobody here, Carlos. Me just make sure put that out there, Freddie.
Have certain connection with certain areas of the school.
Yeah. It's not a quarrel.
Support that and you have to get everybody involved.
No. It don't have to do that. I agree with you, Freddie. It don't have to do that way there.
Most people believe is that 2 and 3 people make the decisions.
Yeah,
and they don't have I'm gonna make a donation or a sponsorship or whatever. You want to know the money I use to go the reason and go into the right place.
Yeah.
So
you also.
Yeah, go ahead, Carlos. Let me hear Carlos as a Freddie.
No, listen, you have a good platform, where we can use this platform also as, a launching point.
Yeah, man. I agree with that, Carlos. Definitely. I don't have a problem with that at all. Where you look for
to put out the words and certain events and what's going on and stuff like that, and help people. There might not be a guest, but there is an audience like, okay, here's this website, here's this number, here's this organization, you can contact if you want to make any form of donations or what, So, yeah.
Yeah, man. So the conversation start here, Carlos. With these conversation, a bigger conversation will come out of it where we look for bigger things for Meadowbrook. And because we can't, I'm like that. I like that. Because I just say, a whole heap of people want to give, but them don't know how or where. And that problem of solve. It's not a criticism of nobody, but that is a problem. And then you're the first person to say that. You see me I said to you, so that is a problem. But let me ask you some question about Meadowbrook, Carlos. Or Freddie, you have something to add?
Say not so difficult, It just as I said, people put the heads together, and I just say you have some younger heads who really active. Let them lead the way, and other people just follow behind it,
Yeah, man. We have to create a strong vision in terms of how we want to move forward. That vision we need in a certain way. Let me ask you some Meadowbrook question, Carlos. What the most embarrassing moment you can remember at Meadowbrook, but you can look back on with a smile?
When Freddie they talk about him was sitting at chair leaning back. Remember that happened, man. Sitting at chair. And lean.
That catch you too,
Carlos. Lean back. Huh?
That one catch you too?
Yeah, it catch everybody. Yeah, man. Drop back, head lick a ground, lunch spill. Yeah, remember that.
So hold on, are you drop yourself or a man drop you?
No, a man drop me.
I see you.
Yeah,
I just said that in the car. I remember that you have the chair them. You lean back on the chair them and I eat
it up and just come and kick with the front leg and it just slides.
Yeah. And then your friend too, Your friend had them thing there for two.
Yeah, the most embarrassing moment that.
A serious joke, no looking back on it, I could get seriously injured, but yeah, because when I encourage that at all as an adult, a serious joke.
Yeah.
But an embarrassing thing, yeah. All right, so tell me some fun memories you remember in the classroom. Any fun memories you remember in the classroom on a cricket pitch, or any memorable thing where you remember in the classroom or on the cricket pitch or on a field trip?
Yeah, broke up. Yeah.
Tell me some fun.
Yeah. Say again.
Tell me some fun memories you remember in the classroom, on a field trip or on a cricket pitch you remember. Any fun memories or memorable moments where you want to talk about a Meadowbrook?
Most of my good memory at Meadowbrook will be on the cricket field or to do something with cricket or some form of sport.
So talk about a couple of them then, Carl. What stand out most to you? Which one stand out most?
And remember, one memory remember, good, right? You remember Mark Fields, Freddie?
Who?
Mark Fields, pace bowler.
Mark Shields, yeah.
Mark Fields, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We had top field cricket practice, right? And the man bowl and no ball and about halfway down the pitch, right? And it was a sharp ball with the, remember the compress?
Man, iron ball, look at him there,
a
Carlos.
sharp ball.
Yeah.
And them time they have back without no helmet, and the man ball a short ball. One kind of my ribs, And and when I come to America and I go for my Navy physical, the doctor asked me if I ever have like a fractured rib.
Wow. Yeah, so long after. So you live with that for all these years, Carlos?
I think about it more. But remember that sharp ball on my ribs. That moment, of course, You know, I remember the moment me had the 6-7 wicket all a color in a 7 farm. You know, remember one time we had played softball. I think it was inter-house, you know, when we have inter-house and we did a greenhouse sandals. And we have play a sandal, yeah. And we have play softball and our brother named Garfield Ricketts, rest in peace. Yeah, big Garfield Ricketts. And may I play a catcher. And the man run home, you know. And I said the man slide and lick me down. And Garfield probably twice my weight.
I'm over.
Yeah.
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 Honestly, Del, I think me cripple, you know. Cause I couldn't feel my leg, I couldn't feel my arm, nothing. Yeah, man, me start ball, cause me get everything numb.
Yeah.
May I tell you. And of course, you know, as you growing up, you remember no school as from bus.
Yeah, man. Oh,
that meant me late for school, whole heap of time.
Yeah.
Cause we couldn't get on no bus to get to school.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And just walking home with the youth them after practice, you know, them little things there.
Yeah. All right. Let me ask you a couple more questions, Carlos. What the best learning experience you get from Meadowbrook?
So, my excel in that technical drafting, that was my thing. That was my subject. Excel, you know. So, man, me can't remember who was my TD teacher. You know, it's a shame. I love that class so much.
I don't never asked you who the teacher
that
name,
was. Me can't remember who was my teacher. You know. I want to say Mr. Wright was my coach and also the teacher of that class, and I think that was other class in teach. But I mean, I excel in that class. That's why I thought I wanted to be an architect, and that's why I was able to get that job at McDonald's Douglas. So that was my thing, you know. Yeah, TD, technical drafting. I walk school with my T-square. Me either have a T-square or a cricket bat.
I don't know much different at all, Carlos. Yeah, the T-square that come the cricket bat sometimes.
Right, a T-square or a cricket bat. Yeah. And that was one of the subjects that I got because that wasn't a CXC subject. I think we had to do that GCE.
Okay, by that time they had a CXC alone, yes, exclusive to do because transition. Because when I did O-level, Carlos, it was GC we did. I think it was the second year. By the time I repeat fifth form, we started doing CXC. So yeah, okay. So them never have it.
Within the 16 all subjects, and it was a phase thing.
Yeah, no, right. That's what I realized when I listened to Carlos. I know. That's what I realized. Yeah. I just talk about the T-square, man. I remember. You know, we used to have him T-square to Freddie. Him called me. Him text me yesterday, you know. Remember Devon Chung?
Good. Yeah, Mr. Them too. The two of them was at the Donovan funeral.
Oh, two of them did. Richard and Ian. I talk about Devon, man. We're doing a sixth farm. I talk about them cousin. Yeah, T-song. Yeah. We do the call T-song. Yeah. Devon was the right name. Yeah. Him used to have a T-square to Carlos. Carlos would know where to talk, but yeah. Or Richard and Ian did at Donovan funeral.
Yeah, they were there. I haven't seen them in 40 odd years.
Yeah, forget to ask about that, you know. But yeah, true, I don't want to take on nothing for Carlos time. So yeah, I don't want to disrespect Carlos time at all. So yeah.
No, it's not a disrespect. Cause they talk about him when I was there at that ceremony last weekend.
Okay, and at the Meadowbrook thing.
Yeah, the Meadowbrook thing.
Yeah, man, he was a big alum, man. He had been on this program before. Last year, November, I look back on the date and the time, and if people want to hear film conversation, them can go back I don't remember what number it is, but I will put it out every now and then. I'm going to put it out because film conversation was special. I did love film conversation, trust me. Donovan, I didn't know him good too. I didn't know him. He was a year below me.
Yeah.
A Meadowbrook Carlos. He was a real Meadowbrook man through and through, man. I will hear him story, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When people get a chance to listen to conversation. Yeah, go ahead. So let me ask you a couple more questions, Carlos, because I believe it or not, we're there for over 2 hours now, and it come like I just had a conversation we have. So even though Carlos said I just had a little cricket to play Freddie, but me I tell you, say Carlos, I'm more than cricket here. As one of my favorite book I grew up, Carlos, I don't know. I love cricket just like you. I'm going to used to read a whole about cricket before become a Meadowbrook. And one of the book I read, I think while that Meadowbrook I before was C.L.R. James' book, Beyond the Boundary. I don't know if you ever read a book there before. I know of a book there.
Never read it.
Never read it, but
No, never read it. But never read it.
That book, no, hold on. Why may I tell you about that? That talking to you, I realize cricket is beyond the boundary. That book was written by C.L.R. James was from Trinidad and was living in England at the time. And Sir Frank Ward became the first black man to captain the West Indies team in the 1960s or late 50s, right? And CLRJ single-handedly campaigned through the media to get a black man to captain the West Indies team. Because as far as he was concerned, cricket was beyond the boundary in terms of, say, you have to read the book to understand how him come to it, him look upon it. You see me, I say, and I have always adapted that, and I say, even at school you realize, say, the impact of cricket to the region when West Indies team was dominant, Carlos and Freddie. You see me, I said to you, but that book inspired me for a whole heap of things, man. As I said, Carlos, I read a whole heap of cricket book, and love reading about whole heap of cricket. But it's not just cricket alone. Because that wasn't necessarily about the score or who win or who lose, you know. It was like the geopolitical implications of cricket in the Caribbean in the 50s and the 60s were forced a white, because cricket is a white game, you know. And the West Indies team dominated it in the 80s and the 90s, 70s, 80s and 90s because of the foundation where C.L.R. James lay through the media in the 50s. For Frank Ward as captain. See what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't know the history behind them thing there. But because, as I say, I love cricket as much as you, Carlos. Trust me. I read a whole heap about them. And it's more, as I say, it's beyond the boundary. And listen to you. You are where you are now because you learn from the love of the sport. You love the sport more than anything else. You love the sport from you go to school. Before you start Meadowbrook, you love cricket. And let me ask you this. What made you fall in love with cricket?
He loved cricket.
Oh, your grandfather.
Said the cricket field was, and the cricket field was right there, and he used to take me out of the cricket field. We used to go watch Evelyn field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and we start run out, catch the ball when it go over the boundary, bring out the water. I mean, so that's how I grew up. I played cricket. And of course, you know, I went to George Edley Primary, so I had to know about cricket. And all of the hosts them at George Edley Primary was Olden, Rowe, Foster, you know, and George Edley. So grew up with cricket.
Yeah, I got you.
And,
yeah, man, cricket was indeed beyond the boundary of your Carlos. You live your life that way there. So yeah.
See George Edley score 100 with no boundary.
Yeah, you read about that, yeah.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. No, man, that's the power of the game and language, man. Right? And reading about them things. And cricket is that thing where you can read about I understand like you're dear no Carlos. That's the thing, you know. That is the thing where people understand at all. And maybe I like the dreaded scene here from you come a Meadowbrook to you love for the game. You love for the game. That was important to him. That's the most important. That was important to him, Carlos. So let me ask you another question though. Yeah, go ahead. It sounds like you said something, Carlos. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm just disappointed with what's going on now, you know.
With both Meadowbrook and West Indies cricket they attack, right?
Just with the West Indies cricket. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I am very disappointed. Yeah. Let me ask you to bring up that. Do you think that can ever come back?
There's too much. Well, I'm not say distraction. There's too much other things that people want to do in some cricket. You know, I mean T20. Yeah, people interested in T20 as a young because the possibility to make money there. But Test cricket, unless you know what happened though, it was the change where a lot of these young guys would get the experience by playing county cricket. And I think when that changed, the rule or the law to prevent only one or two foreigners on the team, that kind of take away from the level.
Yeah, because that's the
cricket.
way.
And then with everything, yeah. So I think that's when it started change. And with everything now, I mean, nobody want to go play cricket for 5 days. The money's not there. So you see these people just playing T20s around the world, 'cause that's where the money is. So unless they start investing in first class cricket in the Caribbean, which they're trying to, and people can play as their main job, we ain't gonna see much improvement. So
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It's a different. We were lucky. We were lucky. So, go ahead, Freddie.
No, I said what Carlos said is exactly what is happening.
Yeah.
Because we have talent in the Caribbean right now. Most of the players used to batting now, they look just as good as those used to bat before. But the application and the discipline is not there.
Yeah. All we can look on Carlos, we were lucky here. We grew up at the best time. Yeah.
We don't need much.
Yeah. We grew up in the best time of West Indies cricket, Carlos. It may never come again. It's not going to come in our lifetime again. We'll put it away. But we can't talk about it. I go watch. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yes, the T20 will, but not Test cricket.
No, not Test cricket the way we know it and love it, Carlos. As cricket purists, people love the cricket like you and I and Freddie. It's like, we don't love go watch a Test match, a real good Test match, but nothing in the Caribbean. I'm going to say in the Caribbean. Maybe Australia play India or something like that. You might say a good 5-day match, and you have to go Australia or India go watch that. But yeah. Let me ask you another question, Carlos. A couple more questions before we wrap it up. Because I say, what you over there talk, and I say, Carlos, I think say, him not have nothing much to say, but trust me. In conversation, everybody remember I only care, Carlos. Trust me upon that. What message did I get to the existing students, or future student, or staff member? We're going to hear them conversation here. What message do you have for them? The people who hear the conversation tomorrow, next year, the following year, who are going to Meadowbrook or who want to start Meadowbrook, what do you want to tell them, say?
Well, I know the impact Meadowbrook had on my life, mold me, and I think that's what overall the man that I've become, just because of the basic fundamental, whether it's on the sports field or in the classroom, you learn the basic, and with application, and opportunity, and that's the big thing, application and opportunity. You can succeed because, as I look back on my life, may I tell you, Jelly and Coach Reddy, I never dreamt I would be here. But, I had a foundation to apply myself, to learn, okay, and the opportunity that was key, and I took advantage of the opportunity. So Meadowbrook, is a good environment for learning. Number one, it's co-ed. My grandma never go to all boys school. Because now I look back on it and say, boy, that school we are, man. My glad, because, so Meadowbrook was, man, some of the best teacher. So that's going to be the key to to recruit and keep good teachers on the island, and for Meadowbrook to recruit and keep good teachers. Right? That's going to be the key, I tell you. Because there's not a lot of Mr. Ear and Freddie and those teachers going around.
Yeah.
Discipline. Today's society. That's going to be a topic for another day. But Meadowbrook give me the fundamental to learn, and I think that's the key: the discipline, the motivation. Without my coach, them I believe and encourage. Give me instill that. And what you can succeed if you apply yourself right, because nobody gonna say, "Oh, you're gonna succeed regardless of what you do." The key is, coach always said to me, if you apply yourself, you have the basic fundamental that you can build on. Because high school Meadowbrook is a building block, right? And if you know to apply yourself, you know to study, your discipline, and you get that opportunity. Because that's what lacking now, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be the key, I tell you, is just, apply yourself, believe in yourself, and Meadowbrook will do the rest. It will give you that basic fundamental.
Yeah, I agree with you, Carlos. I agree with you. But me ask you,
Carlos, I tell you, because the thing is, I've been there not 5 years or 6 years like you guys, but in 3 years, what it did for me, I could totally endorse that, Carlos.
Yeah, man. And the fact that
So I look back, and I look at my life. I can say, my childhood, my Meadowbrook experience, was the best. I have no sad memory I can say, of my childhood and of high school. And at the best 5.5 years. And every time I think of Meadowbrook, it's just a smile come back to my face. And every time I listen to this, a memory that was suppressed. You're like, oh my goodness, and somebody says something like, yeah, something I tell you. The best experience of my life was my high school at Meadowbrook.
Mm-hmm. And that was the next question I'm going to ask you, Carlos. Is like, what make you feel? I bring up my call and Meadowbrook memories there after all these years. I talk about 35, 40 years. I come up to 40 years.
I sit on the couch with a psychiatrist, right? Right. I'm going to ask you these questions, and I say, okay, and you have to think about and bring up these memories. The good thing, the memories that were suppressed, that it weren't bad memories, it's all good memories you bringing back up. You have coach on the program, 30-something years or over long, I'm say coach. So that's why I said at the beginning, this is like therapy for a lot of us, because a lot of us don't even think about these things. 7th grade, that's like 82. You're like 10, 11 years old at that point. And you have to go back and bring up those things. I'm like, wow. Yeah. So, like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
But you can Carlos, I was there even, because I used to coach a team, some big man. Let me tell you, it's one of the hardest team to coach at the time in California, And I out there in the night, training start 8 o'clock. I'm saying, Carlos, turn up at the park, just like that.
Yeah.
And San Diego is not really near to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I was in Los Angeles. I was Carlos drive to come over 2 hours and a half and just turn up at the park. let me tell you, man, it was something else, man. I felt so good, because out in California, you don't see much people from Jamaica at the time. And Mr. Carlos, who, as a student, as a player and all of that, and just turn up, like, make a difference. No matter where I go through that night, a training or whatever, it's a turn up. You just make a deal. And that's what Meadowbrook have. When we see each other, it does make a big difference when we see each other, man. Trust me. Especially when I see one of my students. And
people make such an impact. Yeah. Some people make such an impact in your life. No matter how long you haven't seen them, you just can't remember. You can't forget them. Some people may see and I might say, yeah, remember me. And I say, well, honestly, no, I never remember you, But if you ever play cricket during that time, remember you. If you're on the football team during that time, remember you. Right? Yeah. And of course, you had some other sports people that was just like everybody knew them, right? But there's a few people that just make an impact on your life, no matter what. And 30 years, if you never see them and talk to them or you hear the name, oh yeah, man, of course, I know Henry, I know this, and that's all Meadowbrook was to me and certain people that came into my life. Yeah. And some people may not see them today and we have a conversation like, yo, we just see each other yesterday. We pick up where we left off.
Yeah, I see what you mean, Carlos.
It's amazing.
Explain to me why. I wonder why them conversation touch so much people, But you're right. It's like the conversation I pick up like where you going back to school and you listen to the conversation, And like even when I see people for years, I said, I wonder what became. And you hear the voice, I hear a man call him name. Even if it's not about, because a lot of people, unfortunately, not no longer with us. But yeah.
You sent me the clip the other day with Stephen Coombs. Yeah, I see Stephen or hear from Stephen or see Stephen since me left Jamaica in 88.
Yeah.
Right. And it was amazing to hear him.
Hear him voice, can voice not change.
Yeah, yo, I'm a bona fide. That, he's like, oh my goodness. And then some of the story where I'm telling, you didn't even remember it. And then he's like, oh yeah, and somebody, know the backstory.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you don't know the headline, the details. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember when Sports Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
It always the 100 meter, the sprint. It was always the doubler, okay? But after them leave, it was between, I don't know if you know, Perkins and Coombs. And then
yeah.
And I used them Palmier, them used to call him Propeller.
Yeah. It's like brown, look at brown shot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And always between them, and I remember them New York last week, I talked to, we have sit down, we have talk, and Tippy was there, I'm going to talk about the Manning Cup team with Look Up and Twiddle and Bobby, rest in peace, and then one day, I said, yo, you forget about those people until them start talking about it. And you're like, yeah, I remember them story. I remember when Bobby used to make him corner throw. It's like a corner kick when I throw it.
Them long throw them.
Yeah.
Like some Latimore throw further or Lancey throw.
Yeah. Lancey, Latimore.
Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah. No, Carlos.
You remember it,
Who that?
Just no remember, so Bobby used to have that long throw.
That's a Bobby Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, say Bobby not with us anymore, Carlos. Bobby had passed.
Bobby Smith? No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I say another Bobby can.
No, the big Bobby.
Yeah, which Bobby? Yes, Bobby no longer. Which Bobby I talk about, Carlos?
Big Bobby me I talk about. I hope me not call nothing down upon the man.
No.
So
That's
if I'm wrong, I apologize. I'm sorry, but
no.
me I think about Big Bobby.
Which Bobby that?
No, he's around.
Which one?
Big Bobby's around.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, right. No, me just because me get that impression
my
there.
bad then. Sorry about it.
And I don't no right, me get the same because the same person what I talk about Freddie, right. So I'm glad me clear it up, Carlos, because I didn't want them conversation to go out and
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
that's the impression me get when you call the name, I say, oh, me never know. That's why I ask you. But as far as me know, me
Yeah,
never.
because
Oh, okay.
the two Bobby I know played for Meadowbrook during that time.
Yeah, Bobby Smith and who?
Bobby Smith and the Bobby who keep goal. There was a Bobby who keep goal, and there was
Yeah, man, the Bobby keep going to come from Red Hills. Now me attack.
yeah, but Carlos don't know him. I don't think
No,
Carlos
the
don't
whole
know
of
him.
you that name Carlos attack, right? I figure say Bobby Smith him attack, man. So yeah. Well, I'm glad me clear it up here, Carlos, because this would have go out. I want to clear it up a mess.
Thank you, sir.
No,
Where me hear that?
No. Sometimes I hear some things and you have to clear it up right away because people call me about things. I'm just saying, no, I don't know if that or aware of that. And that time, no, as far as I know. So, yeah. No, I'm glad me catch it here, Carlos. I'm going to make sure I correct that.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
My bad, Bobby. Sorry.
Yeah, man, we hear you, man. So, you were there at the time when Meadowbrook win Walker Cup. Walker Cup, Carlos.
Yeah.
All right.
I was there at the time when them win Walker Cup.
So what's the difference between winning the Walker Cup and winning Sunlight? What was, as a cricketer, what was the difference to you between winning the two trophies then? Which one more important to you? Or which one had a greater impact in terms of how you look on the score? And put it to that question that way there.
Winning Walker Cup because football is a more popular sport at Jamaica, and was something that was never done. I mean, Meadowbrook wasn't really known for a football school when I was there. Even when I started, it was always a cricket school, right? So winning a football tournament, that was a big deal for the school.
Yeah, that was a big year. I agree with you. Even though we're all cricketers on the program, and Freddie's a footballer, but we were more successful at cricket. So I agree with that. Football had a greater impact.
Carlos came in with just one day Sunlight, so that was,
Yeah,
but then he got to make a difference.
Yeah. No. That's how I feel to Carlos. So me big up the footballer them, even though I cricket me play. So me now go, me have the same page to do with that. And the same page to do with that, Carlos. So yeah.
And I transitioned to a football school when Freddie guys them come in from, I used to play for UN then, right? When Emil and
Alwyn
and Twiddle.
Yeah.
That's how the set of money win the Walker Cup. That's how
Love Lock when them people there.
Yeah, set of money win the Walker
So
Cup.
that's when Meadowbrook transitioned to more of a football school,
And again,
that's when the baller them come in. Baller get more. Yeah.
Yeah, ball a bigger thing, Carlos. Me not even beat that at all. That's not no brainer. I felt proud of Meadowbrook when we won the Walker Cup, and even when we won the Sunlight Cup. Me can't say that without any apology. It's me I said to you because, as I say, football competition is a stiffer competition for win at the time. I not take nothing from a cricket achievement. I not do that at all because I was part of it. I was stupid for that. But me just give the footballers the more props than the cricketers them. I say that. The football team that won the Walker Cup and Nutriment Shield in 1986. I give them props. That's how I look on it.
Yeah, definitely.
I give them props here. And winning is not an easy thing here. As you realize, we have not won nothing since the 1980s, so winning is not no easy feat at all, Carlos. Not no easy feat at all. Anyway, Carlos, let me ask you a couple of closing. Not even a close. Not even before me ask you the last question. I always ask this, you know, I always ask, is there any question or any topic or anything where you could have bring up or me never bring up at all? The floor is yours. Anything where you want to talk about?
Well, from the first to fifth farm and everything in between, you know. So this was a very refreshing conversation. I'm really glad I had the opportunity to do it. I know I had to cancel earlier, you know, but yeah, but this this is nice, especially having Freddie on, you know, because yeah, of course, Coach and mean the world to me.
Yeah, man. From until Freddie say, yeah, come on, man. He move even narrow to make sure I'm there,
Yeah,
man. So I'm
definitely.
glad them come on to, and you know, so
Yeah.
and when you
I
talk to
put
you,
everything aside.
you go ahead, Freddie.
I will put everything aside I just listen to Carlos because I just listening to him now every day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The humility of your achievement, Carlos. I mean, while at school and since you leave school, trust me, man. I'm glad you come tell the
Yeah.
story. I'm glad you come tell the story here, my brother, because and I'm gonna give props to your friend and my friend I know, Seada Franklin, for make sure this happen. Because him say, boy, Jelly, you need to get that man up on the program. And send me a number and reach out to him and all them things. So I appreciate whenever I reach out and tell me if your man him want to come on, I just reach out and I'm glad say him convince you. I'm glad say you find the time to come on, Carlos. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And when Andre
Well,
good
got
Andre
it, man.
when
Yeah,
Andre
yeah.
when Andre go to see you that program, man, we know say Jelly na ball na fast bowling, him can come on and come share memory too. You can't tell him here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, me invite him already, but and
Yeah.
him say, cause some people think say some difficult question or the conversation are got difficult, but as you realize, Carlos, it is just a conversation, and despite some of the technical difficulty, we'll just keep it going and flowing. You know, there is
Yeah, man. I just fun right now.
yeah, man, and we are
Yeah.
odds, and
Yeah.
that's the beauty with playing sports. You know, you get feedback right away. You did it on the field, and you just move on. You see me, I said to you, you come and you come
Move
back
on.
again. You leave it alone and
Yeah.
you come back again. A man bowl a bounce at you and you just move out of the way. Or you get licking at your ribs like you and you just batter on and move on. See? Till years later,
You know, spot on. Yeah.
yeah, you keep battering on,
Yeah.
Carlos.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, paying attention to that at
Yeah.
all. No, man, me really appreciate you coming on, Carlos. Trust me. And I want to tell you this, you know, the same thing with when we talked to Stephen a couple of weeks ago and talking to you now, you know, it's like, but like them conversation especially because it's like, when you come on Meadowbrook after me leaving, you know. You might know Freddie, but you don't quite know me, you know. But when I talk to him, you make me feel comfortable to talk to him, you know. Like me in the class, you know. And I love them conversation, like I feel like me in the classroom, doing the same way. You know, so me enjoy them conversation, Carlos. Trust me. I do enjoy them conversation, yeah. Them conversation, yeah. So let me ask you the last question, Carlos.
Good job. I really appreciate the job you're doing. So keep continuing it, you know. Definitely.
Yeah, man, me look for go to 100 at least to start with, man, and keep batting. That's what I say.
Century of a score.
Yeah, man, I century first, and
Century
then
of a
I'm going to go to the triple century, and then all I century them I go after, man.
yeah.
But now I stop here, Carlos, because this by a whole heap of people,
definitely.
most male and female want to come tell them story. But now I stop Carlos because it's a passion me have just one. Because I love, as I say, a therapy for me 2 years, so it's not one alone. I say that all the while, and then I talk. Because when me start them program, I did in a different place, and now I'm in a much better place. Because of the conversation. It bring back whole heap of joy to me, Carlos. I listen back to the story, man, I laugh. I just make me laugh every week. When you hear some of the story, I stop laughing. Because I hear them first, and when I edit them over, I hear them again, and I say, I really that him say,
Yeah, listen, most of the time I listen while driving, you know,
yeah. No,
because we don't
right,
have much time, you know?
right. When listen Donovan one, and them not there, we do no more.
Keep awake.
Yeah, man, hear Donovan, I say, the first time coming to Meadowbrook, I say, boy, Jelly, straight up Chinese people, straight up. I laugh. I'm listening to Richie Lou this week, you know. Carlos said, Richie Lou said him come to Meadowbrook before him come to Meadowbrook. You may tell him, cause he come and talk to him about Meadowbrook, and him talk about the campus pretty and a pretty girl. Them. Stop laughing me or somebody story them, Freddie. I tell you one. I'm not say, I don't know Richard, I don't know, but most of them know me. You follow me? I said to you, because I hear my name called from somebody that I seen a cricketer, them I say, yeah, man, I tell you that. It's me, I say, but I don't know most of them call it, but it's a pleasure to talk to them, man. I can't tell you that, man. That pleasure, that pleasure, Carlos.
Same here, boss. Same here.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Same here.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Let me ask you the last question, Carlos. I have the first question and I have the last question. Those are the two
Sure.
questions I ask. The rest of them are conversation. What made Meadowbrook magical?
Hey, Meadowbrook magical. Oh goodness, that's a tough one. What made Meadowbrook magical? You know what? The people, them, are the people, them, and the friends that me develop over the 5 years that have become lifetime friends. Uh, yeah, I have to say, are the people, them.
Yeah, man. Another 5.5
Yeah,
years
man.
today.
The
It's
people, them.
like, it's such a. Yeah, go ahead. Finish up, Carlos. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's a short. When you think about it, it's a short window in our life you spend at the school, But the impact it had upon you is like it never stop at all.
That's why you always hear me talk about the 3 years that I spent and not 4 and 5 like some people. It's 3. So let me tell you everything.
Yeah.
I think Carlos got
Repeat that, Freddie.
said it before. And it don't change, I can tell you that, Jelly. It don't change. Once you go Meadowbrook, it's the same thing. Even though it might be years apart, it remains the same.
Yeah.
The color, the green and blue, the people there, may I tell you, may I tell you, remember vividly, Sweetie Man. You know who that is, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What happened to him coming? He was second to pick a replacement.
Yeah.
Jelly might not know him.
Yeah, but him used to him wasn't allowed on campus, so him used to be
Yeah.
out at the gate, right? And as a youth, poor youth never have a whole lot of money. We could have go to Sweetie Man any day and say, want a bun and teas and a juice until we get some money. Never ever yet say, boy, I can't help you.
And a lot of people understand the impact.
He was a baller, he was a footballer,
Yeah.
He was a footballer.
A bun and cheese and a juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember him. See? And remember.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Freddie.
No, I said, I remember him if Carlos when I bring up the Sweetie Man.
Yeah.
Because I was a hell man who play some football and thing and start out on a bicycle. I think he started with a bicycle. Until him gradually grew to bun and cheese and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, man, enough man them pecker and them man they make sure they meet a food card.
He can buy lunch from him because, yeah. And yeah, so yeah, man, so that was a magical part of the people them. A question you asked me earlier, one of the embarrassing moments that me never forget to mention is when we get a beat in high school from I think I miss a good name,
Okay, name.
when we are play cricket. Yeah. We're upon the third farm building. The building just right face the netball field.
Yeah.
The
we're
upon the
block.
third floor. And yeah. And we are play cricket in the hallway. And the girl go tell Mr. Gooden. Her name was Nicole Murray. Never forget that girl there, right? And me, Andrew Ricketts, and about 4 of us, Anthony Brown, 4 of us there play cricket out on the hallway. Yeah, man. And we get a beating for that, with the cane. And did have a cane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Each hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. About 10 lick we get. 5 in a each.
Oh, in your hand. So when I get killed in them time, the Carlos, you lucky. When I get killed from the headmaster before,
Yeah.
before Miss McLean and Mr. Tab, I know, we not so lucky I get it from my hand at all. I get it from my bottom. And he had the skill I've given in at the same spot every time. Yeah.
We get it now, hand, man, and we'll stand up there like soldier and just
I'm bearing.
suck it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you, Carlos. I hear you.
Mm.
Anyway, before we close out the
Yeah.
program, man, I ask both I know for a closing remark. I'm going to start with you, Freddie. Any closing remark before we close out the program, man?
Yeah, man, again, it was a delight to really talk to one of the students and cricket, and the progress that Carlos has made really made me feel real good, And we just want to keep close to though, Carlos. That's the only thing. We shouldn't make it the 40 years before we see and talk with each other. And I'm extremely proud of you knowing exactly where you're coming from second form until this point, And as I said, Jelly, this thing is a revelation. We just want to keep it going.
Yeah, man.
That's the most I can say. Because tonight was a special night talking and listening to Carlos.
Yeah, man.
Keep it going, Carlos. And the thing is, it brought to mind this other guy I met when I went to JC. He was also a house spinner, and he turned out to be a gynecologist. Working in Jersey, here he's now in Chicago. Named Green. I think him same know it to Carlos. Some Green play cricket, and it's almost the same story from him and to you. And it's like everywhere I go, the same thing keep following behind me. So it must be something good. It would follow me around.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate your Carlos on the program, and also making me realize some of the things that I didn't realize I contribute so much to some of your lives. Because doing it, I wasn't even thinking about I'm gonna do this because I want Carlos to become what call it, engineer, or doctor, whatever. I was doing it because I love the school, I love Meadowbrook. I went back there to really contribute, and I feel good knowing that I've made a contribution. Thanks, Carlos.
Yeah, Freddie, thank you. And Carlos, any closing remark from you before we close out the program?
I want to say, thank you for having me on the program. It was really kind of 5, 10 years from now, I'll probably remember this and probably listen again. So I think this platform have really helped us, a lot of us, reconnect, even if we don't pick up the phone and call, just hearing someone else's voice and hearing the story and know that they're doing all right. So this platform was really God sent. So keep up the good work. Thank you, Freddie, for those kind words. I'm gonna say, you're definitely not only my life, but I think every kid that you have coached, whether it's Meadowbrook, JC, you and then, I think you have made a positive impact on everyone's life. So I definitely thank you. Meadowbrook High School, I was chosen. I was chosen, and definitely glad it worked out that way because they definitely made an impact on my life. All my cricket people, football people, the alumni, everyone, I really made an impact on our lives. So I'm proud to be a Meadowbrook alumni. Basically, that's the bottom line. Proud to be a Meadowbrook alumni. And just keep up this good work, Jelly.
Oh, thank you very much, Carlos. And let me close out the program. On behalf of Alfred Hitchcock Henry, my original co-host who started them program with me. I'm glad Sam coming back tonight, and I hope Sam can come to many more with me. And Dr. Carlos Pottinger, let me get your title here, sir. Because I know I don't want to do it, but I want it because I want man hear how people look on your Meadowbrook and teachers say to you say you play too much sport. But sports how make you resolute and resilient and move from a career of being a aircraft aviation mechanic to a medical doctor. Very few man know can write that story there. Carlos. So I have to talk about that over and over and hope to the people hear them story and know say sports, me not gonna stop. Me afraid not gonna stop talk about it that way. Yeah. Don't discount the value of sports. It's more than just playing sports. It's about the character what sports are gonna build to you. It's what I said to you. So I appreciate you coming on, Carlos, and come tell the story. So Alfred Hitchcock Henry, Carlos Pottinger, on behalf of Meadowbrook Memories, I'm glad say we can have them conversation after 40 years. We can talk like say we still have Meadowbrook attack, and God bless all the way, and God bless that great school at 2A Meadowbrook Avenue will bring us together. That we can have them conversation after all these years. Have a good night, gentlemen. Thank you now.
Yeah, man. Respect, Jerry. We keep in touch.
Yeah, man. Will do. Thank you, Carlos. Yeah, man. Thanks. Thanks for listening to Meadowbrook Memories, and remember to give us all the support and encouragement you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. And special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week, and without him, this podcast would not be possible. It is his expertise that allows me to do what I love doing every week, having great conversations about Meadowbrook Memories, and he's responsible for everything else. So again, thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince. So remember to like, share, and subscribe these Meadowbrook Memories podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another Meadowbrook conversation. Thanks.